up and we rolled on over.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I have to sit up. Fucking
Gotta
What you
make me
guys?
uncomfy.
You can still like relax in your chair. You just need to move your camera down a little bit, my guy.
No, and then you'll get a top up of my chest, and I don't want that. I'm wearing a tank top.
That's fair.
I'm eating, so I'm not fixing my camera yet.
Wow.
Anyway, welcome to Jacqueline Hare.
Oh yeah, that's the thing.
Who the fuck's supposed to do that?
One of us.
I guess.
Not me.
I guess I always do it, so I guess it's regaled to me since I have the button that does the switchy do.
But hey.
Yeah, hey guys, it's Monday. That means it's time for D&D, specifically Curse of Strahd, specifically Symphony of Sorrow, which is not a Castlevania game, but it might as well be.
Who's Alucard?
A la carte?
Oh, I like getting the little side dishes all the time.
It's like a side of mac and cheese at O'Charlie's.
Mashed potatoes, wontons.
Why'd I say O'Charlie's?
What the
Rice.
fuck is O'Charlie's?
You guys don't have those?
It's a burger
No.
place, right?
Isn't there just a Charlie's and that's a
It's-
Philly
Charlie's is a
cheesesteak?
Philly
Charlie's
cheesesteak
is a
place. That shit
sub
rules.
place.
It's not a sub place, it's a cheesesteak place.
Okay, well, I don't fucking know. I'm not a northerner.
I mean, neither. Michael's from California.
I'm from California, I ain't no fucking yang.
They're a northerner right now. No, O'Charlie's is like, they have really good rolls. That's like it.
Is that all they sell?
Clue what's happening,
No.
guys.
Is that all
It's
they
like it's like
Mark, quick,
whiter
talk about bread.
Applebee's.
Right.
Do you know the funny DeviantArt fetish Wonder Bread?
Yeah.
Shut up with
Yes!
the Wonder Bread.
Yes! Yes! There's still people to this day that get commissioned the white lady buying
Buy-
Wonder Bread, and they're like, man, I got this really weird commission the other day. Let me post it.
There's like
and,
a whole collection.
and everybody's just like, no, you've been touched. Anyway,
It's still a meme.
Jesse, I'm just waiting for you to get the Wonder Bread commission.
I don't think I draw enough corporate white ladies.
The holy grail of commissions.
I've gotten the dick butt commission though at con.
Ugh.
That's
What?
That's also a meme.
Dick butt?
Dick butt. It's kind of like
Dick
this
butt.
group of two dudes, and they go around to like conventions on the West Coast, and they just request dick butt, and it's like has a specific thing. I'm sure you've seen.
Look it up.
I've got it.
No,
hold
I
on.
know what dick butt is. I just didn't know they were two guys that go around to cons to do it.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
they
and-
made
and
dick
they,
butt.
and they ask for different
Oh.
themes of dick butt. They said draw whatever you want and name your price.
That's
and they
really
drop the
good.
money
I
down
like
like a
that.
fucking mobster. Like I asked for like $50, and they said done. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
exactly
There it is.
Got a stamp.
Yeah.
Nice.
So funny.
Why?
No.
Michael's a part
Why
of
not?
them.
Why not? Look at that.
Michael
Why do
apparently
you
is
have
one
a
of them.
dick butt? What's the application?
Dick butt.
Yes!
Dick butt.
Where did you even get it?
Anyway.
It was years ago.
Wait till
Somebody
one
was
of us-
selling it. I don't know.
One of us is
It's-
gonna
it's-
pull the
it's
dick
too-
butt card.
One day.
It's to claim Michael's seat on the subway. Just
Michael's
roll it
fucking
on over.
dick
Yeah.
One
stand.
day, that probably would be, a nice thing, to get the Wonder Bread commission. But, that's a white whale, only the special people get it. The real special people, the unique ones, and I'm just not there yet. So,
Why are
I'd
we
have to
still
go
talking
back
about
onto
this?
DeviantArt for that. Because Julian said, Bar, talk about bread.
Yes, blame it on me.
Right,
Bread.
yeah. Hey everybody, welcome to Symphony of Sorrow. This is our Curse... I almost said Castlevania. This is our Curse of Strahd campaign. My name is Michael. I'm your Dungeon Master. Everybody else is here. They all play their part. You're here! What do you fucking... Is that... What is
Maybe
it, a
I'm
lie?
not.
Maybe.
But
Taylor
anyway-
what
is
if Taylor just
illusion.
phased out of existence immediately after that? Like, woo!
I wish.
This is our third session, everybody. Hooray. We're deep in the village of Barovia. Who the frick wants to tell me what happened last time? Or rather, all of you do it.
Okay, so like,
Instantly, we volunteer.
So we went to this town, called...
So we went to this place. Welcome to my presentation. Today I'll be
This
talking
is,
about
this is the village of Barovia.
our
Wait, why are we all
Strahd
Ritter?
campaign.
We,
I'm the white dude giving a class presentation.
It's kind of racist for
Yeah,
him.
Ritter.
So we like went to this town.
we
We
went
met
to
this really badass lady who makes fucking LSD pies.
She's like 8.
And she's a total baddie, dude. Fuck.
Stop.
Okay, you're
Please.
like really
My cousin
embarrassing
went
me
through
right
this
now.
phase. I don't want to
I'm
relive it.
embarrassing you.
You're embarrassing him.
Good.
No, we go to the town. We met a pie seller along the way. She
was stopping
she
us.
coerced us away from going to a woman called Crazy Mary. Who,
Take that again.
what? She wasn't Crazy Mary?
Mad Mary.
Mad Mary. I thought she was Crazy Mary.
Alliteration.
Whatever.
She doesn't have a taxi company.
Because Luke was like, ooh, lady.
Whatever. Her name was
And Rylie
Mary.
who could care less. It was like, hey,
a
lady.
Be glad I got one name right. She said, hey, don't go over there. She's crazy. Hey, here's a bunch of locations you can go to if you're looking for a place to stay. So we're like, all right, cool.
Here's a bunch of hot
And
stuff.
newsflash, asshole. None of them had places to stay.
Technically, I could have stayed at the church, but I didn't want to leave my brother behind.
Ooh, tell them about the sus priest.
Oh, okay. So Father Donovich, who
How
is
so long? We had a bunch of things beforehand.
we did.
There's a
Okay,
bunch
but
of
I
stuff.
wanted to
I'll
hear
just let
this.
people piecemeal decide what the fuck
I
happened.
sold pies. The rest of you fill out what you guys did.
We went to the bar and
Tried to get a room.
tried to get a room, and the guy was like, yeah, we don't have any. You want a beer? And Mordecai was like, no thanks. And then he was like, are you sure it's this much for this much? And Mordecai's like, haha, no.
He was not nearly as excited to talk to you as that.
No, I know. That's just me
And
being weird.
yeah, most people were looking at us like we were some shady motherfuckers. Not one dude who is he's got the big chin. He's got that strong chin.
Markiplier.
Right, we called him Markiplier after the three witches' fate pointed us over.
We
them.
called him
It's
Markiplier,
Markiplier.
but he's definitely not Markiplier. He has a name.
Michael said Lord Farquaad. a
Is
lot.
Mark.
Lord
There you go. Is Mark. Is Markiplier.
Is Markiplier. His name is Ismark, and he is Ismark the Lesser, the son of the Burger Man.
Burgermeister.
The Burger Master.
Burgermeister.
He
What is
owns
it in
Burger
the
King.
claymation
Burgermeister
Santa movie?
Meisterburger.
Yeah.
No, you're not getting back in my lap.
He is
No.
the son of the Burger Master who has died, and we know who the Burger Master is because we found a letter.
Very.
We found a letter
Wolves.
from his servant because he got killed by Wolf, and
And we found him in the road on the way
His
in.
letter was like, "Oh no, I've been
Wolves.
bitten by the death. I shall soon die."
I shall soon
It's
die.
like something. It's like ye old English.
Yeah. So, and he said the Strahd man is too strong.
He bad.
He's a bad bitch doing
Cannot
hot
beat
girl shit
him.
over in the fucking castle.
We find out why he's called the Lesser. It's because he fucking bailed on a revolution.
That be true. He did tell us his tragic backstory and how there was a revolution happening, and people were trying to fight Strahd the last time an adventurer came here, thinking that he could beat Strahd. Got a whole bunch of Barovians involved, and guess what? Them motherfuckers all fucking died.
That's because they didn't have hope or faith or something. I haven't
They
decided
definitely
which.
died.
They
And
didn't have main character energy.
and Strahd basically has
Had
cursed.
wizard and peasant energy.
He cursed the fuck out of this town, and that's why all the bad stuff is happening to it. There's wolves that attack it at night. It's just a bad time to be
There's also
in Barovia.
undead at night.
Yeah, it's just a bad time to be in Barovia.
Horrible
But
not to have a curse.
is Markiplier? He said. He said, "Hey, can you guys look like you're capable motherfuckers? Can you help me? Because my sister is stressing the fuck out because
Her dad's dead.
Dad's dead, which sucks, but also, like, there's this mysterious figure that's standing outside her window calling her to come over and shit. And
like shrouded in mist or something while the wolves howl and scratch at our doors.
Yeah, we don't want that. So could you help us with that? And we're like, yeah, sure.
Don't you know?
If you give us food and a place to stay, sure.
Sure, yeah, there's no problem.
That's Jesse's second character, Lloyd.
No.
But I will say that we also did one other thing before we go into that house and stuff like that. We tried to get stuff for ourselves, like arrows or something that we can use to basically defend ourselves in case the horrible night to have a curse thing happens.
And he was a stereotype of a mean Russian man.
He was a very mean man, and he upcharged us like some seriousness, and we were like really bad at like talking him down because he just kept making the number higher.
I was trying to be nice. Mordecai was like,
Fuck you.
I
think you mean Mordecai.
Yeah.
Really bad.
And so bad. So he treated us so bad that he sicked his Lenny on us.
From Mice and Men, for those of you in
Mice
the
and Men.
audience.
That's not his name.
No, it's literally the character.
Periwinkle. That's his name.
No.
I don't know his name. I don't know.
No, it was close. It's Periwimple.
God. Okay.
Mordecai saw Periwinkle and said, I need to protect this.
And Luke fed him. And Mordecai made a cute toy for him. What Luke found out while helping to sell pies with Morganovich? Is that it?
You got the first half close.
Morgana, that's her name.
Morgantha.
I hate this. Morgantha. What I found out from her is that apparently she does do very well with her business with having these very special dream pies, which make you have wonderful dreams, and probably has some sort of mushroom nonsense in it. She told me where I could technically find those things amongst other berries in case there's last minute need for finding of rations.
This is how you find the magic mushrooms, not the one that will kill you.
But make you get bigger. And she also said, hey, if you ever find your way up by the windmill, which I'm assuming is this place over here.
No, she's out of town. She's not from Barovia.
She's out of town. She said that she lives in the old windmill up by Valaki, which is another town name.
No idea what Valaki is.
It's another town over. It's
the next town over.
Yeah. So that's cool.
You also talked to Mad Mary.
And I talked to Mad Mary after I had a failed instance in talking to the cleric at the church, whom what I took away from that is that he is already lost his faith a long time ago. And Luke thinks that he can fix that for some reason. I spoke with Mad Mary, and she had a little doll, and she shoved the doll at me, and she said, hey, have you seen my daughter? In more crazy phrasing. Said no.
Phrasing. That
I'd look for her. And in talking to Markiplier,
is Markiplier.
Is Markiplier. I find out that apparently she had disappeared a long time ago, and that she was not particularly well treated as a child, and that she might have implored for Strahd's help. Daddy.
Because her mother kept her in a prison in the attic.
To quote unquote keep her safe. I don't know the whole story. Sounds weird.
To keep her safe from the craziness of the world.
Right, which, to be fair, there is a lot of that. So, and knowing that information, we went to the house. We got some stuff, which was cool. And then we also found out that, hey, Dad's dead and still sitting in the drawing room. We meet another girl, Ivanka. What's her name?
Irina.
I don't know any of these characters' names. I don't know.
I'm looking at Irina in the fucking...
They're truly not sticking in my brain.
Irina in the Kanka looks fucking hot, though.
That's nice.
That's the point. And then you're supposed to look like is Markiplier.
She is very particular about what happens to Dad. We found out that she's adopted, but that doesn't matter because there was a very strong connection between the two. Luke says, hey, I will try to talk to Father Donovich up in the church.
Do you remember Donovich's name?
I do, because that one's easy. And she went from "fuck you, you want to cremate my dad" to "I love you," and hugged me. And we pretty much all slept for the rest of the day. Those of us who ate a dream pie got to experience some fleeting, pleasant memories. And then we woke up and we heard howls of the damned in the distance.
Yeah.
And that's
everybody except for Rylie. Rylie didn't get to have any dreams.
Which is sad because Rylie was the first one to eat his pie.
I ate the whole thing.
I ate the whole damn thing. Anyway. Yes, Morgantha, bless her little heart.
Look at
love that picture.
Look at this old lady.
I think it's like the Magic the Gathering card or some shit. I just
God,
found
she's that
sweet old lady online. She's very old.
It is,
God.
but it's funny if you look at her reverse card.
I was imagining
because
didn't.
that Magic's card turns into an old hag.
I was
Lovely.
imagining Marnie from Stardew Valley.
She's an old woman. I said she was like 80.
Oh, did you? I thought she was middle-aged for some reason. My bad.
No.
Oh,
she's
she's like Mrs. Doubtfire but older. Anyway, yes, that is correct. I'll tell you what. All of you can take a point of inspiration.
Yeah!
For that comment.
Sweet.
I'll take a point of inspiration. Your first one of the game. Well, second, technically. We'll see. As we get ready to get going, are you all set? Do we have any questions or concerns before we begin? Oh, yeah. Speaking of which, for the audience, Curse of Strahd's a rough game. A lot of rough themes, vampirism, abuse, gaslighting, you know, not to say the least, basically. I'm going to do my very best to give us proper warnings when they come up. We're going to try and be as open as possible when bad things do happen.
Unless they have to do with scarecrows, then we forget. We all collectively forget.
Yeah, scarecrows. Whoops. But I've got some clarification. I'm not putting creepy porcelain dolls in the game. All right. So, as darkness fully overtakes the small village, the hush of night finally settles in. All across the village, windows are shuttered, doors are barred, and candles are snuffed out. At the mercantile, Periwimple sits in his room, gently stroking a tiny stuffed mouse, until the door opens and his brother snuffs out the lamp in his room. The man quickly stuffs the toy away in his pocket and curls up in bed, placing his hands firmly over his ears, a well-practiced gesture. The town square is empty, save for the wandering Mary, who quietly sobs and mutters to herself as the mist again rolls in.
What a horrible night to have a curse.
Eventually, the forms of several wolves begin to pad their way across the cobbles, paying no mind to the pitiful woman. There's somewhere else they're meant to be tonight. They roam the streets until they reach the iron fence surrounding the squat mansion of the burgomaster. There they sit and begin to howl. Ismark returns to the upstairs hall to meet all of you, closing the door into the dark room behind him. She is safe for now. The windows are barred. Thank you all again for agreeing to do this. You will prove a great help.
No problem at all.
Let us move downstairs. And he will kind of, you know, he's not really wearing any armor. I think he's wearing basic leather armor, with a short sword strapped to his belt. All the rest of you have, you know, your stuff. Luke, I think you're the heaviest armored of everyone.
That I am.
But you also, you all make your way back down to the parlor. He continues helping you arm up and get ready, and shows you all of the kind of access points. You know, the front door, the back door, all the windows are boarded. You know, all the doors are double locked and barricaded. That is his kind of standard procedure. And as he is kind of taking you around, you can still hear this cacophonous howling of wolves ringing out. surrounding the grounds on all sides. Do you have any questions for Ismark about what is going to happen?
Sorry, is this normal? Are there supposed to be this many here? I thought they dispersed throughout the town.
It is different every night. The attacks are concentrated here, the worst as far as I can tell. But every once in a while there will be another home empty. It is hard to say, but if I can be enough focus for them to draw them away from the rest of the villagers, then that is fine by me. Sometimes the wolves tear at the doors, the undead pound on the windows, swarms of bats fly down the flue. I've done my best to prevent all of that, but you never know.
Is there some sort of source to where all these wolves are coming from that we can just handle the den? And then you won't have to at least worry about wolves for a while.
I think they're supernatural.
I'm hoping that they're not all supernatural.
Right.
Some of these sound supernatural.
All the normal wolves died off years ago. It's just all Strahd.
It's all Strahd.
It just divides like an amoeba.
I don't know where they come from. No, they.
Looks like what science?
I don't know where they come from, but
I'm kidding.
They are at his beck and call. They must be. To coordinate in this way, there has to be something telling them what to do.
Probably moves them with the fog, like he moves people in and out of Barovia as well.
Well, he does control most things, yeah.
It's just another piece of his wonderland, I guess.
He can't control everything.
Fog and wolves.
You would think that.
He can't control the people necessarily.
No.
It's all the
You
more
only
reason
control them
why
externally.
we should have faith in ourselves.
No, I mean, even the most powerful of magic users can't have such a huge reach.
He might have proxies of sorts.
Don't
People-
know much about magic, but
People working for him, maybe.
Or he himself is cursed.
what?
Oh my god, the curse of Strahd. He is the cursed one.
Did I break the fucking game already?
Over emotional robot, thank you for the raid.
Thank you.
Point of inspiration to Julian.
No. But yeah, he will just kind of continue and he will say there is seemingly no limit to what powers he possesses. Yes, he cannot control all people at all times, but at the same time, no one would dare oppose him, not anymore.
Not until now.
I would say
I
that so
suppose so.
quickly.
Why? We're all thinking it, aren't we?
I'd rather lay low for a little longer.
It seems like to me that your faith hasn't come out yet. It's okay, we'll work on that.
In any case, your talents will be greatly appreciated. It has, for the last 10 days, just been myself guarding her. I wouldn't make her pick up a weapon as much as she protests, but I just want to see her saved.
Hopefully we'll be able to make a dent.
I suppose I can take the first watch out here. The rest of you, please make yourselves as much at home as you can, but be vigilant. You never know.
I'm used to the night watch, so.
Gonna be I was gonna say gonna be a rooftop creep.
Oh God.
Wait, have we had a short rest?
Yeah, we
You guys
had a
took a
long
long
rest.
rest.
We took a
Oh.
long rest in the afternoon,
You
so that way
slept
we
an
could.
entire day.
So that way we could
Excuse
be
me
here
while
for
I
the
fix
evening.
everything. Anyways,
So, you all, so Ismark will kind of make his way toward the front windows. He kind of peers through the small gaps in the boards to keep watch outside. He turns back after a moment and just says, "They're just sitting there, past the gate. I only see wolves so far, but keep your eyes open. There may be more. I just wish they would stop that damned howling."
Yeah, I want Rylie to pretend to be a gargoyle on the roof.
Okay. Yeah. So that this is the point where I will ask you all.
Split up.
Yeah.
Nothing
where
could go wrong.
What do you want to do?
I can fly.
Mordecai's gonna be... Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I can fly. So if there's anything bad that's going to happen inside the building, all I need to do is break through the glass like Batman, and I'll be inside the building. So that's easy to solve.
Even though it's boarded up, right?
Break through. Anyway,
Go down the chimney.
or go down the chimney like the bats do.
You're small enough to fit
fucking
down the
love
chimney,
it.
yeah.
Boy thick.
Be a shadow Santa Claus. But what I would like to do is I'd like to take perch / watch, even though I have perception of 0, to basically
Little known fact right there.
little known fact there, to loom and to watch, kind of like to sit where Irina's window is. So on the roof ledge where her window is, so that way I can peer down and see who's her Romeo that's been creeping down beckoning at her window and
Lovely.
shit. Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say I was gonna probably position myself near Irina. Maybe
Near
not,
her, like her door.
Near like her door, yeah. If she wants to talk, that's cool. If she doesn't, that's also cool. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to make use of my light cantrip already, because that empowers my radiant and fire spells.
Oh, it does.
It does, yeah. So I want to have that on hand, and then also it's used to it wards things. So like I can use warding flare. So
understood.
Maybe
Yeah, I see what you mean.
things from the darkness won't be as willing to
Cool.
step their
Things from the Darkness is the lesser known Things from the Flood sequel.
That's the threequel.
It's the third one that was never published.
Yeah.
Cool. Kacia.
What?
I couldn't pick between the two of you. Where do you want to be stationed? Fucking what?
Okay. So it's ill-advised to go outside, really.
Probably. That's why Riley's doing it.
And Mordecai's gonna go outside too.
Everyone,
kidding.
let's go outside. Let's just bait the dogs.
I haven't decided yet.
The dogs are outside the gate though,
They're
so
just barking
Yeah,
at
but the gate, remember, swings freely. It is not closable.
oh, so they're just like weirdly standing
they're
outside.
just waiting.
They're vibing at the gate.
Why didn't we?
They're
not...
waiting for the command. That's why Ismark turned around and was like, "That's fucking weird."
Why didn't we blockade the gate?
I didn't realize it was free swinging.
Well,
That's
to
not a
be
detail my
to
brain
I
be-
didn't know
cared to
the
remember.
hinges were off.
to be fair, if Markiplier has opted
Fuck
to
off.
not bar the gates at this point, it's probably too broke. or-
Yeah, it's either too broke or every time he fixes
can't-
it gets broken down
He
again.
can't go to the shop to buy new parts because,
Hmm.
you know.
He
The
doesn't
guy's a
have
dick.
$1,000.
True.
Yes, the true currency. of
Cassie would
D&D.
probably hang up towards the south wing of the manor.
Gotcha. Kind of like
the place that's maybe like an exit that's facing out towards like the woods.
the back door. Gotcha. Yeah. There's two exits. Obviously the front door goes into the village. The back door back toward those woods and the road that you came up by. Cool. So you post yourself kind of at the back of the manor. How about Mordecai?
Question. Rangers can't swap spells around, right?
I don't
Wait.
believe so.
I have speak with animals.
Can
I
you
was-
speak
that's
with
what I was
dire
going-
wolves?
That's what I was going to ask to switch around. But never mind, I have it.
Can you speak to dire wolves?
You can speak to wolves. They're animals.
But
I'm gonna try. So when everybody starts
Can you
going to their
bark?
positions, you just it's the same joke I made last
Awoo.
Friday actually.
Ooh, ooh,
Awoo.
awoo.
$350 fine.
Physical.
No a woo. Yeah, Mordecai's just gonna hunker down and kind of, I don't know, open his fucking animal dictionary. I don't know what a ritual for this would look like.
Como se dice? Bark.
I will say, in terms of actually wanting to speak to them, are you going to be going outside or just like shouting through the fucking window?
Hey! Hey!
Oi.
He'll go outside.
Barking outside the window.
Okay.
Hey! What's
Just
your
like,
name?
standing at the door with your gun. Hey, get off my property.
Hey, I told you sons of bitches to get off my damn lawn.
Get your filthy hands off her.
Cool. Okay, that's fucking interesting. Awesome.
That or me going outside.
Fucking interesting. All right, we
Like,
did. I don't know what we did that was unexpected, but there it is.
I think it's the going outside that I didn't expect, but that's fun.
Mordecai literally deals with this shit all the fucking time.
He does.
It's like
Yeah, it's fucking par for the course.
his
You're
job
always
is to
outside
stand
when you-
outside at night.
He's like fucking dogs all the time.
Fucking
He's like, I've seen you
dogs.
sons of
Fucking-
bitches before.
Fucking dogs.
Yeah, let's start with Rylie. Rylie, how are you getting outside?
Out.
Are you going out like the front with Mordecai and then
Yeah.
flying?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Well,
Yeah,
actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go out with Mordecai, and then I'm gonna go around the building,
Okay.
and then go up.
Please roll me a perception check.
I don't have a very good perception check. I will remind you all.
Cheers, bro. I'll drink to that.
But I do have inspiration, and I have 3, so I might as well, you
How
know.
the fuck do you have 3 inspiration?
3.
I only gave you 2.
You gave me 1 for being funny, I think.
Oh, you did do a funny. Yeah, that's right. Never mind.
You gave me 1 for being a funny.
We're
I
like
gave you one for
monkeys.
being
You
a fun.
reward us with treats when we do a funny.
True.
So I'm gonna spend an inspiration point just to get the economy going. You know what I mean?
Fine.
They gotta
good.
spin the momentum.
And that's.
Is it true that if you don't use it, you lose it?
You lose it?
Probably.
Why aren't you rolling?
Oh no, roll 20's being slow again.
Why aren't you rolling roll 20?
Is it just you? No?
It's just you, Jebsby.
There
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, just give me a second here. I need to actually
It's okay.
refresh to roll 20. The producer is needing to do a troubleshoot.
Fun.
I will say in a very brotherly fashion, before Rylie went out, Luke told Rylie to just be careful. He can't control him. He's an adult. But
Yeah.
be careful.
All right, let's try this again.
Fucking good use of that
Oh!
Good job.
So,
Yeah, you do a perimeter sweep.
could you imagine though if I just like, don't see nothing?
I can't read.
I'm just getting
You're
bored.
walking around the building and you can see, like, you know, as it's evident from the outside, this kind of overgrown, grassy garden area. And as you walk around, you can see, you know, the wrought iron fence extends on all sides. It's really only the gate that is broken, which is nice. They can only really come in from one direction.
Bottleneck.
But you see, walking about, sitting around outside of the gate on all sides of this building, those like glowing eyes of the wolves in the dark. And the howling is incredibly loud. Like, just call and response. Yeah, you wave at the wolves and they do nothing.
Yeah,
What?
I mean, what else am I gonna do to them? Ah! You know, like, they're not gonna fucking go away, so...
You could just confirm pretty obviously that they are all around you at this point.
I can feel you all around me.
But as you make your way toward the space underneath Irina's window, with a 20, and with no other roll, you could have seen this. A small patch of the grass. A few, with eyesight to her window, basically, is rotten and like decaying.
Ew.
Like the rest of the grass doesn't look great. It would be maybe easier to see the contrast in whatever meager light the daylight will bring. But literally, this grass is like blackened and dead. The same spot.
Rylie will take one of the few breaths that he takes, and like a little cloud of like cold air just comes out. Like so.
Yeah.
And he will sort of like adjust in his seat to kind of like focus in on the dark patch. Sort of, like a cat getting comfortable.
Right. Yeah.
Let me just settle in for a spell here to kind of like hyper focus on the patch.
Roll me an Arcana check.
That I have, I think. Yes, I do.
Do you have detect magic?
No. No. I took mostly offensive spells.
As a sorcerer, that totally makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
14.
14. I mean, obviously, this is not natural. It's not like, it's not like walking on the grass is gonna, it'll turn it brown eventually. This is like blackened.
Nice.
This is
I've never seen stuff like this before.
Evidence of necrotic energy.
I don't know how Markiplier didn't see this. He's a Let's Player, so sometimes he just misses stuff because he's.
It's very subtle, I will say.
Okay. Rylie doesn't want to leave his perch, mostly because he does have some really good vantage point on the gate, on Mordecai, probably.
Now that you're up on the rooftop.
Yeah, now that I'm up on the rooftop. So Rylie is just going to become freakishly still, which is pretty easy because he doesn't blink very often, he doesn't breathe very often, and his heart beats once per minute.
That makes sense.
Become gargoyle.
Become Goyle. Cool. You post up. Mordecai.
Hey.
You're standing outside the front door.
Yo.
Gate 20 feet from you. Wolves sitting, watching, howling.
Ah, woo, motherfucker.
Ah, woohoo.
Ow.
What do you do?
I imagine Mordecai finished. Will you let me ritual cast it so like I don't?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got all night, bitch.
Supposedly. So Mordecai will kind of. He's not drawn any weapons. He's just kind of standing there. I imagine holding a lantern. Because it's fucking dark.
It is dark, yes.
I imagine the lantern like glints off of his weird eyes to make them seem kind of ethereal, I guess.
His funny sunken eyes.
Yeah. Well, not even ethereal, just fucking dead. Anyways. He'll just kind of crane his head around, trying to count how many, but I feel like it's probably going to be hard to fucking count because there's a lot of them.
It's dozens and they're moving around.
He'll kind of clear his throat. A little bit rusty on doing this. You just hear, "Arr!" No, I'm kidding.
No.
He'll say, "What business do you have here?" Wolves.
Fuck you.
A couple of them that are kind of nearest to the gate almost recoil in surprise. They do this thing where like their ears kind of perk up. Somebody's talking to them.
Yeah, it's like they're kind of moving around to try and get the sound.
Yeah.
It's quite a nasty night out. Just wondering what dozens of you are doing here.
Waiting.
For what?
Master.
to give you the sign to attack.
We wait. We guard.
You guard. You don't attack.
Not tonight.
Who are you guarding? The lady of the house.
We wait for master.
Pretty lady.
Telling you, he has a type.
Who's master?
Your master. Ulas.
What did you say?
Your master. All ours.
Your master, all of ours.
Wasn't aware I had a master.
Mordecai needs to put subtitles.
He needs closed captioning.
Sorry. Am I supposed to guard too?
He has not called you.
I'll kind of nod and put a hand on his hip. Well, don't mind us. Not trying to disturb your vigilance.
We're doing the same thing. Guarding. Same hat.
You guard, I guard, Boof and Bork? Question mark?
We're
Good
like
bark.
practically siblings.
Yeah, it will just kind of stare at you for a while longer. This one much larger than the others surrounding it. This is probably a dire wolf.
Like we're just standing there making eye contact. It's
Yeah.
like when you're at the zoo and like you happen to walk by like an exhibit and the animal's just looking at you.
Mm-hmm. This is a dire wolf, so it is standing, on all fours, and it is as tall
ignore
as
that.
you.
It's probably taller than me.
Probably.
Little bit of a manlet. But are there only wolves among you? Or are
Master
there
controls many.
got any undead? Any werewolves?
We know not what this is.
My what
We
is.
only guard.
Understandable. Thank you. Have a good night.
Tips hat.
And Mordecai will kind of just stand there a little bit longer. Just kind of entranced with watching them mill about, like the masses of them.
This one is no longer moving. He's just making direct eye contact with you.
What?
Best you go in.
Yeah, I was just figured I'd see what was up. Good night. And Mordecai will kind of shuffle back in, feeling very weird about that experience.
And as the door shuts, the wolf sits and lets out another loud, baleful howl, causing all the others to continue their rounds. Kacia, you're in the back room. What exactly are you doing? Just posting up by the exit?
Yeah, seeing if this part's like more unguarded, as in like there's not enough protection back here.
Right. As far as you can see in this area, it's like this is kind of near where the kitchen is. Like literally just an offshoot from the kitchen. This is the hall, and then the kitchen is an entryway, not even a door at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like a wood-burning stove has literally been dragged from the kitchen to barricade this door, the heaviest thing in the house at this point. It doesn't look... I mean, there are very few windows in this house that still have glass in them. Most of them are shattered or completely paneless. And they're all boarded up, the door included. Boards and latches. It looks like it's a little worse for wear, but you do get the sense that, like, whatever creatures come to this place, they try to get in the front, typically. but as you are kind of there, Ismark is going to make his way back toward you, and just say, "Is everything all right here?"
I've just noticed that you should direct more of your concern towards the front. This could be a good escape if worse comes to worse.
Let's hope it does not come to that. Wolves are fast, I'm sure you have experienced.
I have. Same. What side is your sister's room on?
Richie's
He kind of like thinks for a moment as he like tries to reorient where the house is based on where he's standing, and he says, "It should be up this way," and he kind of gestures up and to the left, so toward the back of the house. If you're standing looking at the front of the house, it's the back right.
Okay.
Basically.
It's weird that they'd first try to attack from the front instead of just going around.
How do you mean?
Well, if her room is on the back and she's the one being stalked, it would be easier to get to her if they just all piled in through the back.
This is this whole thing is a new idea. I thought all this time they were just coming for my father. But when he died, they didn't stop coming.
Right.
And now I see this figure. I don't know what they want with her, but...
Where does your sister tend to spend her days at before her father died? Your father?
She mostly stayed in. We would go about the town every once in a while, but I'm sure you've noticed there is not much in the way of diversion in Barovia.
Right.
She and father would stay here, dealing with the troubles of the town.
Just trying to wonder if this is really him or some sort of druid.
Druid?
Shaman. Magic user that works with animals.
No, yes, there are... Well, there are druids in the valley, yes, but they would never come this far east. They are all loyal to him, of course, but... I'm sorry, you are a... I don't mean to be rude. A dusk elf, are you not?
Yeah, yes.
I apologize, I just have not seen very many of your kind.
We are few, yeah.
My father used to tell stories of... Well, stories that the Vistani told him. Ancient tales of the way this land once was. He said that your people used to rule this land, used to live here before Strahd came.
It was a better time back then. But, as most people have to, we change with the time.
I'm sure you've seen much loss in your time. I am sorry to trouble you with ours, but
it's okay.
Just rest assured, please, that the people of Barovia, the people, not just here, they bear no ill will to your people. They're just afraid to upset the Dark Lord.
She'll frown at that. I understand, dear. I've been walking this plane for many years. fortunate enough to do so.
Yes, well, my father believed from the tales that, well, we don't exactly know what happened. I don't think anybody does anymore, at least. Well, you might, I'm sorry, but we think that what happened is horrible. And I would, well, I wish that I were in a position to help you, as you have already helped us.
Well, we can work that out later. For now, we must survive the night and figure out why your sister's being targeted.
Yes. Thank you. Kacia?
Yes.
Good. Never been good with names, but there are so few people around you. Well, you start to remember who's left.
She'll huff and give a sad nod. That is true. Too many people have gone in and out of, well, life in the recent years. I understand your loss, and though they may call you the lesser, I think you have potential to be something more. One mistake seems like it shall haunt you for the rest of your life, but there's so much more to live for.
You're very kind. I know what I must live for now, and that is making sure the devil does not get her.
For now, yes.
For now. And he will kind of like, smile solemnly and nod, and then he will go back to making his rounds about the place.
And she'll let him do so as she kind of turns back to like the defenses to see what she can move the quickest in the case that they all have to make a run for it into like the next house over.
Right, exactly. I mean, the quickest thing would be, find a way. The wood burning stove is pretty tall, so if you were to like quickly wrench it to its side, it would fall, but you'd at least be able to get out the door.
Mm-hmm.
The windows are like nailed shut. The door is just locked like normal.
Okay.
Luke.
So
you're in the hall upstairs, kind of posted up.
Depending if she didn't let me inside. If
she's not going to let anybody inside.
Okay.
She is. You get the sense that she's actually attempting to sleep.
Okay. Before she goes to sleep, can I try to roll persuasion in regards so that I can cast something on her?
Okay. Do the conversation then
Okay.
before we do this.
I think maybe like if they talk briefly back and forth about dads.
You have dad? I have a dad.
We don't. We no longer have dads.
I mean, you had a dad, and I also had a dad.
Whoops.
So kind of using that, Luke will kind of like he's like kind of turning over like his holy symbol back and forth into his hand, and he unpins it and he kind of offers it out to her to kind of show, and he'll say, "It was actually one of the last things he ever bought for me. If you want, you could take it for the night, just to sort of keep those good spirits and good memories in the forefront of your mind. And, well, perhaps not what's actually surrounding us right now."
Thank you. This is the Morning Lord, yes?
Yes. Design's a little bit different. I've since learned that the temple I come from is a bit different.
It's so interesting. I never knew that anyone outside of Barovia knew of him?
Oh, no. Several people do. Not everyone, of course, but more than perhaps you might think.
It's very beautiful.
Thank you. Go ahead and keep it for the night, and that way you can keep his light with you, even in the darkness.
But what will you do?
I have my faith.
I appreciate this. Are you sure you won't need it?
Perhaps in the morning, but we'll see how it does for the night. Based on how your brother's been talking, it seems that you truly need it for now.
I don't know what he's going on about. He seems to think that there is some special interest in me, not just the house, not just my father. No, I do confess I've had bad dreams of late.
Oh, you haven't had one of, the dream pies lately?
I have not. No, I don't think I've fallen that far yet. For my own personal taste, nothing to do with you. I'm sure they're very good.
Completely
I always
fine.
like to keep a clear head.
I think that perhaps is wise. Do you mind telling me about the dreams that you had?
They're very similar. Ever since Father died, dreams of someone watching me sleep, of those eyes burning red.
Eyes of darkness.
It seems like they pulled in all other light until there was nothing left but them.
He smiles kind of dimly, and he kind of like reaches out very gently and kind of closes her hands over the symbol, which is kind of like this like mantle clasp.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, well, darkness tends to do that sometimes. They try to absorb all of the light that's out in the world. But you have to remember that you have your own light. And maybe this will help.
Thank you.
And I'm going to cast Protection from Good and Evil on her, from Undead.
Okay. Please explain.
Okay. No, I don't want to do... I was also thinking create or destroy water. Because I was like, rain's technically running water.
No, it's not technically running water.
For the duration, if you if there is an aberration, blah 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 blah. Yeah, I do that. Similarly, oh wait, no, I want protection from good and evil.
Yes.
Until the spell ends, one willing creature you touch is protected against certain types of creatures. I am picking undead because he's a vampire.
I thought you didn't have to pick.
I don't think you have to pick.
Protected
Unless
against...
it says choose.
It says protected against certain types of creatures, aberrations, celestials, elementals, fays, or undead. I wasn't
It says
sure.
and undead.
Okay. The protection grants several benefits. Creatures of those types have disadvantage on attack rolls against the target. The target also cannot be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them. If the target is already charmed, frightened, or possessed by such a creature, the target has advantage on any new saving throw against the relevant effect.
Okay, very cool. You cast this spell on her, and she... You just kind of feel it wash over her for a moment, and she looks up to you, and she gives a little smile, and she says, "Thank you. I'll be all right. If you need it back, just let me know."
In the morning. And again, he pats her hands once and lets her go.
Yeah, and she's not like hiding what her room looks like. It's just a very modest, small bedroom. Roll me a perception check real quick.
Hey, I got some inspiration. I'm gonna use some inspiration because I don't know why this feels important. Oof, only a 13. That's okay though.
Interestingly enough, her window appears to be the only one that actually still has glass in it. It is boarded up, but the window's not broken from the outside.
So no one's tried to break into her room specifically.
Or they have other ways of getting in.
Yeah, her room looks, I mean, much like everything else in here, nothing's ever gotten inside, so her room looks fine. It's just modest.
Mm-hmm.
But again, you will see holy symbol upon holy symbol lining the walls of this room, like every other room in the house.
None of them matter if she doesn't have faith.
There you go.
But if, with me at least casting it on her, I could tell that she was willing at least, right?
She was willing, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at the very least, I know that I did at least something to help her.
Yes, you did. Yeah. And you kind of take your post back in the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
As you were all doing all of this, as you're all kind of taking your watch, Mordecai, you come back inside, and Ismark will kind of meet you in the parlor, and say, "Did you discover anything?"
Well, the wolf said that they're guarding and they're waiting for their master to give them further instruction.
So they are sent by him. Of course they are. What I don't understand is why an army, if he is so powerful, why does he not just come and...
I don't understand the guarding, though.
I don't know. Roll me a perception check, more.
Ooh. Ooh.
Markiplier is Strahd. You punch
what do I
him.
see with my special eye?
You don't see anything, but you
What
do
I
hear something.
perceive?
You hear something interesting, and what you hear is silence. Complete
Oh shit, they stopped.
and utter silence.
They're listening for Daddy.
As yes, the wolves' howling suddenly seems to cease. And you hear, before anybody else, what sounds like creaking, kind of scratching a little bit on the outside of the house.
What part?
All around you.
Mordecai will kind of, the nearest window or door, Mordecai will start pushing Ismark behind him.
What is wrong?
They're going.
Going? Where? What do you mean?
They're scratching on the sides of the house. Quiet.
No,
It's
look.
starting.
But he will point out the window, and through the kind of slat that you can see that's a little cockeyed, the wolves are still outside the gate, just watching. And Kacia, you hear
Detect
this.
unseen. Sorry, I don't
You,
have that.
No, fucking like there.
you hear this scratching as well, and then Luke, you start to hear this scratching outside as well, even on the second floor.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the raven.
Riley is
It's
outside.
just the raven.
Yeah, nevermore. That's what the raven sounds like. Riley, you're sitting on top of the roof, gargoyling your way. Like just watching this spot of dead grass.
Just the grass, like a dumbass. Just
of course, yeah, that's fine. But as you watch this, you start to hear scratching. And then you start to hear like clinking, because the roof is made of like shingles, like tile. And you start to hear it behind you.
You see an actual gargoyle.
Well, if you continue to look down and you look around like, what the fuck is going on? You turn Mordecai and Kacia and Luke, who are all inside, by whatever respective windows you are near, you suddenly see things moving past the windows. And if you look out any of these windows, you can see humanoid figures crawling along the walls like roaches.
ah!
trying to find a way in.
What is this, World War
What the
Z?
flying fuck?
Rylie, you
I
turn
don't
around,
fucking like that.
and on the roof behind you, you see, hunched over on all fours, this human just kind of spidering its way toward you. What do you do?
It's SCP-097. Don't look at its face.
I don't know what that
As it gets
means.
Me too,
As
Mark.
it gets closer, it kind of like just quietly hisses, and you see fangs of all different disjointed shapes.
What are these fucking gangrels?
I'm a you
No,
know
this is
you
more
know what
Simisi
you know what
territory.
I have wangs. I'm definitely going to scooch my booty, like slowly scooch my butt along the roof edge,
Mm-hmm.
and probably like look to the side to see if I could just kind of like just dip off, and see the other undead.
As this thing, is like crawling toward you, and you scooch off and you kind of look, you will see, like, just from looking off to the side, at least 3 more of these things just kind of scaling the walls silently. What would you like to do?
Fly
Fly. Where?
Up.
out of reach.
Yeah, you can fly up easily out of reach, but you will see as you kind of fly above,
The roaches.
there has to be a dozen of these things, like human-sized creatures, just walk like again, like roaches walking all over the sides of the house, peering in windows, trying to find a way inside.
Joe, I don't like that. That is
Michael-
unfortunate of a situation.
Michael, can I use primeval awareness?
Undead all around you.
I'm assuming I can also sense undead.
I mean, well, actually, everybody roll me a religion check.
Everyone roll for
God, why aren't I a grave cleric again?
pray to God.
9.
Mordecai is
8.
gonna cast
Nothing like a warlock with 0 religion.
a quick protection of evil from evil and good on Ismark here.
Cool. And then roll a religion check, please. You get advantage, Mordecai.
Okay. Wow, this is my
I think
thing.
the cleric would.
Well, he hunts undead,
Yeah,
so
with a 15 and an 18, watching these things move, knowing what you're up against, these are vampire spawn. They are think of them as heightened ghouls, basically. They're proto-vampires, bestial and at their master's beck and call. Incredibly fucking dangerous, and there are at least a dozen of them.
Ismark, I need you to take cover somewhere. You're safe, but take cover.
What are these things?
Vampire spawn. Undead.
These are like the creatures that killed my father.
Mordecai, did I hear you say vampire spawn? You hear
The
from
vampire
upstairs.
spawn, Luke. Yes, get ready.
You all know, yes.
Well, that's good then. He gets up.
It's just quiet other than the scratching, so we hear.
What I do is Luke will get up and he goes over to the wall because you literally said that this place is covered in Lathander holy symbols, right?
Oh yeah.
He just grabs one off the wall.
Oh yeah.
Right, but we also know that the holy symbols don't work.
They only
For
work for
them.
whoever holds it.
Yeah, he's a cleric.
It doesn't work for them. It will work for me. So when I want to do turn on dead, it's gonna work.
Would you like to turn undead?
He's gonna go over to the window, and it's in a 30-foot range. So I'm assuming that's also gonna partially cover part of Irina's.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Should I wait to do this until they get inside, or?
How many turn undeads do you got?
Well, I only have one point of channel divinity.
You only get one daily.
Are we being proactive,
I
or
only
are
have
we
one
being
channel divinity right now.
reactive today?
Okay, read turn undead again.
Turn on dead.
Also, keeping in mind that you took a long rest in case you have 2, but you might only have
No, I
one.
only have one at level 3.
At level 3, that's right.
As an action, you present your holy symbol and speak a prayer censoring the undead. Each undead that can see or hear you within 30 feet must make a wisdom saving throw. If the creature fails its saving throw, it is turned for 1 minute or until it takes any damage. A turn creature must spend its turn trying to move as far away from you as it can, and it cannot willingly move within a space 30 feet from you. It also can't take reactions. For its action, it can use only the dash action. Oh god, I don't even have the thing where I can destroy them on sight yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
You will never be able to destroy a CR higher than, I think, 1 on sight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Either way, I would wait because it's here or seek you. And I don't think we want to open a window.
Sure. So then I'll wait until.
I don't want to pop open a window and
I mean, you have to invite vampires in for them to come in anyway.
Mm-hmm. That is true. They are kind of crawling all over the place, just kind of clawing and creeping at the windows. And as you all kind of like, move toward maybe the center of the house,
battle stations, right?
You hear a scream from Irina's room.
Fucking hell, cool. My spell did nothing.
Mordecai's gonna run upstairs.
I break down the door. Or open the door.
As you all rush in, you see Irina sitting up in bed, her head buried in her knees, clutching your holy symbol, which is still faintly glowing. The window is slightly ajar, and wind whips through the boards.
Fucking close that one.
Do I sense any in this room, like very, very close to me?
No.
Well, Kacia's gonna go over there and close that window.
Yep. He sucks in a breath. He kind of
She doesn't even have to. She just fucking uses her funny cantrip called
Mage
thaumaturgy.
Thaumaturgy, gotcha. Funk.
Luke, who had already cast light on himself, so he's literally a glowworm right now.
Yes.
So at least there's a nice bright golden
Point of
light.
order, it does have to be something on your person. It can't be clothes. So if you have like a ring or an amulet, you're fine.
Sure. We'll say that it is now glowing on the holy symbol that I am holding.
Okay. But she is just kind of hyperventilating, like covering herself and holding the holy symbol up as high as she can.
He kind of goes over and he'll say, "Did you have another bad dream?"
No, it wasn't a dream. I heard the scratching, and when I woke up, I saw someone in here. I thought it was Ismark, but when I looked closer, it looked like my father. His body standing, watching me.
Have you seen it before?
No, not like this. This was not a dream. It was. This was real.
Does anyone check the body?
We should.
Can we sense any undead in the house?
In the house, no. I'll give you that one for free because that's not a legal question, but fine.
Sure.
But she just kind of breathes a little bit, and you will all see Ismark, who is just kind of like has burst in as well, kind of scowls and grips the hilt of his sword on his belt and turns and bolts out of the room. Irina calls out to him, urging him to wait, but you hear him stomping down the stairs. What do you do?
What the hell are you doing? And Mordecai's gonna run after him.
Yep, you rush after him, and he says, "I'm putting an end to this." And just as he's about to reach the front door, you manage to catch him.
Mordecai's gonna grab him by the wrist. He's not a very strong man, but he's digging his nails in. You do not open that god's fist.
Why not?
Because this is my fucking job, and you should listen to someone who does this for a living.
You're not protecting her if you're gonna die.
You will only make things worse.
I'm not protecting her here.
If we
Well, she
survive
doesn't
the
want you to
night.
throw your life away. Do you want to end up just like your father, rotting in a fucking writing room? No. So by God, you're gonna make a fucking stand with us together if we have to. Don't be a fucking wimp. And he'll throw his wrist down.
Jesus, yeah.
Sorry, we can't keep living like this. Every night she is terrified, awake. Every night I do not sleep because I need to keep these creatures away.
But if you open that door, you potentially be inviting them in. And they will rip all of us to shreds.
Right.
No hope for another tomorrow. Gone.
Kacia, are they climbing around the back of the house?
Everywhere.
Ooh.
Everybody roll me perception.
Riley's just outside, just like, ooh.
I stayed with Irina. Should I still roll?
I got another
yes.
Yo, roll 20 is being funky.
23.
Rylie, I'm not going to bother asking you to roll perception, but yeah, 25, 23, even with the 14, you hear that scratching has stopped. And Rylie, actually do roll perception. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Riley, you see. Oh, you see.
You see the man. You see Mads Mikkelsen.
You're hovering above the house, and quite suddenly, when you hear that scream, all of the spawn quickly scuttle away, like disappearing into the darkness over the fence.
Fucking creeps.
And for a brief moment, you could swear that you see the mist has been prevalent. It always gets worse at night, at least in this village. You could swear that you see, almost like somebody breathing a cold breath, mist sneak out of Irina's window. That's what you see.
That's bullshit. We should have been able to sense that.
Well, maybe they have some shit that's preventing us from sensing it.
How'd you figure?
Probably.
Well, we couldn't roll at all, so.
I mean, I didn't.
There is a reason for that, a legitimate reason for that.
Oh, I'm sure.
But that is what you see, Rylie. So, Rylie, you are safe to make your way to the front door again if you would like.
Yeah, Riley's gonna like kind of float himself down to the front door and go boom, 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 boom.
Scares the shit out of Ismark.
Rylie, is that you?
They're all gone now.
Mordecai will creep over to the door and crack it the barest bit, and then see the glowing of Riley's eyes and be like, oh, whatever. And just open it quickly for you.
Mm-hmm. You can still see figures out in the darkness past the mist, some of the wolves' eyes, but at least the spawn seem to have moved away for the moment.
Just get in here quickly.
But Ismark at this point has just kind of gone to sit for a moment, just kind of put his head in his hands, and we'll cut to Luke and Irina, who Irina has kind of begun to calm herself a little bit more, and say, "What did you do? What is this?" And she holds up the holy symbol.
It's not so much the symbol. It's more like what I did to you. And he kind of gestures to her hands. I simply put a ward against evil. Did it help at all?
I saw his eyes. They called to me. He didn't speak, but he wanted me. But I didn't.
Mechanically, she had advantage on her saving throw.
Sure. He smiles.
Yeah, good job, Julian.
Yay. He smiles sadly at that, and he nods, and he'll say, "Sometimes the darkness is tempting at times. And from the little time that I've spent in this city, it seems that there are many women who are tempted by him. But hopefully you found something more palatable than the darkness."
It wasn't that. It wasn't. he felt safe. He felt so much safer than all of that outside.
Sometimes.
Imagine Mordecai's made his way upstairs and he'll kind of lean in the door and say, "Scare tactics."
Actually, I was going to say more like the things that seem innocent and fine and safe sometimes are actually the worst. You just don't know it yet. Like a pretty flower that you want to pluck up, but then you find out it's poisonous, and you don't realize it until after you've plucked it.
She will kind of nod, and then she'll raise her head to Mordecai and say, "Where is Ismark? He didn't go outside, did he?"
No, I stopped him. Told him he was being stupid.
He does his best.
I know. He just wants to protect you. It's not how he's going to do it.
She will kind of nod, and she will start to get up. And she will say, "I think I'm probably safer with all of you tonight." And she will kind of follow you out and down the stairs, basically, to reunite with Ismark. Meanwhile, Rylie and Kacia, as Ismark kind of sits head in hands, Mordecai, you checked up on him and then went right back upstairs. He is breathing heavily and trying to maintain his composure, and he will say, "I've been trying to convince her, trying to say that we should leave ever since Father died, but she refused. She wouldn't leave him unburied," she said. "Now maybe with the funeral she'll finally go, but even if I could convince her to leave, we'll never make it to safety on our own. If he wants her, he will take her."
Where is safe here?
Nowhere. What?
That's not true. Vallaki. Vallaki has never had an attack. For God's sake, we get our wine shipped from there.
Well, that could be a reason. Maybe they're all in league with him.
Doesn't matter. We'll go to Kresk then, all the way. I don't care, but we can't stay here. Any place has got to be better than this.
Well, what if we help with the funeral, like we are, and then we help take you to the wine place?
I can't ask you to do more than you've already had.
We need to figure out how to get home.
You could speak to the father at the Church of San Andrel. It is one of the largest churches in all of Barovia.
Is that in the wine place?
In Vallaki, yes. Strictly speaking, they don't make the wine, but yes. Behind their walls, we will be safe from these beasts.
We could try, yes.
And once she is safe, I will do what I can to repay you, but that is all I'm afraid I can offer. Besides my sword arm. I will say at this point, the three of you can have probably heard the latter half of this conversation.
Sure.
Including Irina, of course.
No.
Well, it seems like we'll be escorts then.
I hate to put a damper on the plans, but if he wants her bad enough, won't he just follow?
If he does, the wine place is bigger. There may be more people to defend against.
But on the road. You have to invite them in.
How many days travel?
Not but a day, if that. If we're lucky on the road, if we're fast enough, we would be able to get there. It's not but 4 or 5 miles up the road.
We should...
Maybe. Let me look at the map again.
But the fog. He controls the fog regardless of the time of day.
I have ways of getting rid of the fog. He does.
Yeah. The mist is the barrier of this place. It does not take you unless you try to leave. Otherwise, it is just mist.
Well, I guess the plan is for the morning is to bury your father and then get whatever you can so we can leave.
Probably the following day.
Yes. Thank you all for this. Irina, I didn't even see you there.
And he kind of buttons up very quickly, like, just stops kind of talking, tries to, like, suck it back in. He pretends to be strong, basically. But she just kind of solemnly nods at all of this and says, yes, once he is buried, we can leave this place behind. There's nothing left here. And with that, you all kind of hunker down in the parlor and remain unbothered for the rest of the night. Day breaks, the mist seems to recede. It doesn't get much brighter, but it is daytime. And we see a door open, and we are flooded with bright sunlight. We see the silhouette of a man peering in as we look up toward him, frozen. The man cocks his head quizzically at the sight of us, and he speaks. Well, hello there. I wasn't expecting a visitor.
Crypt Keeper?
Who might you be? He waits for a moment as the person he's addressing doesn't answer. No matter. Are you searching for food? Because I'm afraid you won't find anything back here. At least nothing that isn't already spoiled, I fear. Tell you what. Why don't you hop out of there and we'll see about getting you a proper meal, yeah? Come on, little one.
Mo.
There we go.
Mo.
We move closer to the man, and as his form finally blots out the daylight, we see the door to the Burgomaster's mansion finally open. Mordecai, you are the first to step out into the not sun. But as all of you are kind of geared up, basically, the morning has come. Ismark will thank you all again. Of course, he will never stop thanking you for keeping watch last night. And he'll say that he and Irina will be here preparing the body for transport, nailing the coffin shut, getting the handles on, all that stuff. He'll need a bit of help carrying the coffin, but he doesn't want to press you for time, especially since you've got all day, and then you're leaving tomorrow. So, as you kind of
I can ritual a floating disc and put the coffin on it.
You could do that if you want. You definitely can. But there's a couple of things that I know that you guys wanted to do before the funeral happens. You can discuss this in character or out. I don't particularly care. But what's everybody's plan for the day before the funeral?
I'm gonna talk to the father to arrange all of this in the first place.
Yeah, to warn him, to prepare him that you are all coming.
And pray that he accepts it.
Well,
Mordecai will.
he's gonna have to.
Yeah.
Or I'll beat his ass.
Mordecai will go with Luke to see if he can at least help dig the grave itself or
Okay.
anything like
Sick.
that. Begrudgingly. Church, meh.
Church
Helping
is,
people.
Church is for squares.
True. Sorry, Luke.
It's okay. Apparently,
You
everyone
won't find
feels
your
this
life.
way. Everyone feels this way about my religion.
It's not about your religion. It's about religion in general for various reasons.
Yeah.
Rylie, what are you up to?
I am not sure.
Funny enough, the thing that you wanted to do like the next day, you managed to find a way to accomplish during the night.
Yeah, so that's funny. Then I suppose that I am going to come back to me.
Okay, that's fine. Kacia, what are you up to today?
Well, I guess she can explore the town.
General investigation of village.
Yeah.
Sick.
Sorry.
Something to kill the day with.
There you go. Might as well. I mean, there's enough weird shit going on here that you can at least poke around.
Does Mad Mary have a former house? Is she like...
She does.
She does have a house, yes.
Does she go to that house? Or is she just kind of like the weird lady that just walks around the street?
She does she's a little bit of both. But her house is actually on the way back to the town square. It's in this little kind of cul-de-sac area here. Which is another kind of smaller square where like the town well is, but she's usually up in the square proper, chastising people.
I want to creep in her attic.
Okay. Very cool.
You can
All right, we've got
the basement where I think the daughter was kept.
The daughter was kept in the attic.
She was in the attic. Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. So we will start.
Kacia, do you want to come?
No.
Okay.
Fine.
One, that's kind of weird.
It's a little weird.
So.
But it's okay. Luke and Mordecai.
I'm gonna get cheesecake.
You make your way back to the church. We don't need to do the whole. We don't need to watch the walking animation.
Sure.
You go back to the church, and how do you approach the building itself? Do you knock? Do you just go in?
I told the father that I would announce myself. Yes.
Cool. You knock, and after a few moments, you hear some shuffling, as Donovich will make his way back to the front door. And kind of crack it for a moment. Notice it's you, and then open it further. Lucas, yes. I'm sorry. Was I expecting you today?
You should expect me whenever I knock. We have a bit of pressing news.
Oh, yes?
We need you to perform final rites to one of the locals.
You know, your burger master.
Yes. He looks a little taken aback by this, like, weird, but okay. You guys are out of towners. What? But he'll say, I suppose yes, we could do that. Who is the service for?
Burgomaster.
Yes.
I see.
Irina was very insistent on that. He needs to be buried. And considering how long the body's been sitting there, I feel like it's long overdue.
He's dead then?
Quite.
Been dead for quite a while.
I see. I suppose...
And as a way to reinvigorate your faith, what better way than to send one soul into the golden graces of the Morning Lord?
Yes, into his graces. Yes, I suppose this could be arranged
today.
For
You seem so hesitant. I don't think you're busy. He'll
Not at all.
gesture to the empty church.
You can roll an insight check if you would like.
Oh, I am, sister. Mordecai does not like this guy. 19.
19. You can roll as well, Luke, if you care to.
Sure, if it's any different from what I got before. 20.
There you go, cool. 20, yeah. The moment that you mention that it's for the Burgomaster, he stiffens a bit.
He's like, oh, I don't like
You get the sense that he doesn't like him very much.
He's not a burger man. He's probably likes hot dogs.
You take issue with the Burgomaster.
What?
You can't hide it.
Imagine like Luke like half turns towards Mordecai like with the expression of, "Oh, you don't have a filter."
Oh, no one taught you
charisma.
No one taught you
Love
social graces.
Love the 8 charisma. But he will say, I don't know what you mean.
Oh, I think you do.
Regardless of how one feels about a person when they were alive, it doesn't change the fact that they're dead and the body needs to be put to rest.
Yes.
Correct?
Mordecai's just nodding.
Yes.
Shh.
It is... One would say that it is thanks to him we have not had a proper funeral in nearly 2 years.
Well, there's always time for change. And what better message than to change it with the Burgomaster's funeral? As small as it might be.
Fine. I'll need assistance with the grave site, if you don't mind.
That's why we're here.
I'm here.
Good. Then you can follow me. And he will come outside, he will shut the door behind him, and he will take you around to the cemetery gate. The timeline that he put on that, haven't had a proper funeral in about 2 years, would line up with when the uprising happened.
Sure.
Much like everybody else in this town who's pissed off about that.
This feels like an Always Sunny episode. Luke and Mordecai dig a grave.
The gang digs a grave. He will take you back. He'll take you back into the cemetery itself, and he will take you to like a small shed on the side of the church. That he will take his ring of keys and unlock, and inside you will see gardening tools that don't look like they've had much fucking use in a while, considering how horribly overgrown this cemetery is. But he will hand each of you a shovel, and he will say, I must make my own preparations for the ceremony, if you don't mind.
Wonderful.
I will take you to the plot.
If you need any help at all, just let us know.
Of course.
Let him know. I'm only good for digging the grave.
I can see. And he will lock the shed behind him, take you out to a relatively empty plot. This is a very crowded cemetery, but a relatively empty plot where he will...
Quick question. Is there a Mrs. Burgomaster?
There is not.
Okay, so she's not in the picture at all?
You could certainly ask about it.
I think Luke would, because I think like this is just more character development. Yeah. This is something that would be important to him.
Yeah. Go ahead.
But yeah, as he's kind of walking, Luke will just say, this is going next to the plot next to Mrs., correct?
I will see if there is room. Yes.
Luke blinks once. Was there not room set aside when she was put to rest?
This is a small village. There is very little we can do in terms of considerations of that kind.
Not even for your leader?
No.
Well, if anything,
He's very blunt about that, yeah.
I think it would make the family a little bit less upset, perhaps, if you could consider that.
Yes, of course. She has been located in one of the slightly older parts of the cemetery, but we will see if we can find room.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for considering.
She died decades ago.
He kind of nods, and considering that he also knows Irina is adopted, he kind of considers that it's also was a long time ago. But
Yeah.
again, I feel like this is just more of Luke's hang up than anything else.
Right, of course. If you get the chance to talk to Ismark and Irina about this, which, I mean, you had all night, so you could have if you wanted to. Their mother died when both of them were very young. Because Irina's only like a year or two younger than Ismark is when she was adopted.
Sure.
So their mother died before she was like 10.
Okay. Hashtag relatable.
Right. But he will take you to the plot and just kind of clear away some of the crabbier of the grass, or just kind of by tearing at it slightly and then kind of giving up. But he will say, this is as close to the Burgomaster's wife as we can make it.
Luke kind of looks to see in the distance.
It's like a couple plots away, but they're kind of irregular anyway, so an argument could be made that they're next to each other.
He'll try to spin it that way in the service, I think.
Yeah.
But he'll just kind of nod and he'll say, "Thank you for the consideration. I think they'll be pleased with this."
Yes, and that is what we wish. You will forgive me. Because, yes, I do take grievance with the man, what did in life, I suppose. It is thanks to his machinations that my son is gone.
You say that like your son didn't rebel on his own volition. I assume most people who passed did on their own volition.
If it weren't for Kolyan Indirovich, this would not have happened. They flocked to him like flies to a corpse.
Do you really think your son would want you to have this sort of attitude towards the man who tried to liberate you all? I think that's quite unfair. And selfish.
I just imagine like Luke just kind of just sinks the shovel.
Persuasion check.
Oh God, I can't help you, dude. Luke didn't say anything.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Go, okay, do it.
Fuck.
I don't know. I think that was pretty persuasive.
Oh, okay.
He will look at you, Mordecai, and scowl. And
Probably should have sit at that bitch.
Yeah, and he will say, "You have no idea what my son would want."
Yes, and
What are you?
learning is something that we can all strive for.
I feel
Both
like
you,
Ooh.
Mordecai, me, myself, and you as well, Donovich.
I feel like
Mordecai just starts digging the fucking hole.
part of Luke
Donovich will leave in a huff.
part of Luke's brain is just like, oh my god, he's still talking.
And it's just like, shut the fuck up, please. In the nicest way possible.
Yeah,
now we
but
would like to have a conversation.
There you go. Yes,
Yeah.
you begin duggling the grave.
Big Doug.
Dig Doug.
Big Doug, I was digging a grave by now.
I'm gonna roll a strength to see how well I dig. Cool, I didn't roll very good.
Sick.
Oh well. What the fuck?
Mordecai's doing all the work here.
Strength save though, so take 2 off of that. Still 20.
Whatever.
I mean, that's still way better than what I rolled.
That would be an athletics.
You know, it's
Oh,
been
we're
a while
rolling
since
athletics instead?
It doesn't matter. You're doing it. It's fine. It's good. It's great.
it would be the same.
Sure.
Same.
Because it's both +4.
Yeah.
While they're... Oh, go ahead.
No, go for it.
I was gonna say, like, while we're digging, I imagine there's this long moment of silence as Luke tries to mentally recover from what just happened. And Mordecai's just gonna say while he's digging, not really breaking a sweat or running out of breath, you know, I haven't dug a grave in quite a long time.
Really? Kind of his eyes flicker up over his glasses towards you. I've dug my fair share.
Well, when you kill something, it's only respectful to bury it, is it not?
I suppose.
That's what my master always told me.
Were you burying things that had sentience, or do you not?
Undead. And other monsters.
I suppose.
Not as much.
Sorry.
No, you.
I would suppose that undead at one point had sentience, and it would make sense to put them to rest.
It's respectful.
Providing you don't turn them to ash. Okay, digs another bit of dirt and kind of hoofs it over.
I'm afraid bow and arrow don't typically turn things to ash. My master, or should I say teacher, never really dabbled in the clerical side of monster hunting.
I suppose I wouldn't expect that sort of thing. Not to say that I haven't met those who hunted monsters in the name of some god.
I don't really know why he did it.
Your caretaker?
Yeah, he monster hunter based out of Neverwinter. I lived there for a good while with him. Occasionally, I mean, we were mostly on the road, but you know, he'd like to say he picked up strays.
Funny you'd say that. I'm gonna throw a bit more dirt off to the side. I grew up in Neverwinter. Born there. Lived there until I was about 10 or so. And then my mentor took me from there to Waterdeep. Who knows? We might have seen each other at some point, though it would have had to have been before I got sick.
The only thing I have from my time there is this, and he'll kind of stick the shovel in the ground with one good, thrust, and then kind of dig around in his pockets for a bit, and then he'll pull out a tiny little cube. It looks like it had painted squares on it. Some of them are still there, but most of them have rubbed off at this point, and it's still mismatched and unsolved. So some other child gave it to me when I was young.
It's like he lifts his glasses up to look at it closer. Can I see that for a moment?
He'll he was holding it out like this, and then he'll kind of hold it towards his chest. What do you want with it? I
was just curious maybe if one of the facets had an LDS on it.
Latter-day Saints.
No, it's for Lucas DeSantos.
I know. I always hated Mormons. I'm sorry.
Fucking rip.
He'll kind of just, without even thinking, flip the cube over and show you.
He laughs, and then he kind of he sets his own shovel down. He goes, I thought you looked familiar, but you didn't have the streaks at the time.
They were coming in, surprised probably then, so he looks more nervous now.
Oh my god, somebody knew me when I was ugly.
Luke just kind of he laughs, and he kind of he leans on the shovel, and he goes, "You never figured it out, or dare I say, you just scramble it up from time to time."
He looks a little embarrassed. Rudolph never said I was the best puzzle solver of the bunch.
Well, as a monster hunter, he holds out his hand for the cube.
He'll give it.
I dare say that you probably solve different kinds of puzzles. And he kind of like, you just see him just go.
He's one of those fuckers that can solve it in like 10 seconds.
Yeah. He does it, and he kind of rolls it in his hand, and he says, you know, I didn't say this at the time, but my mother made this sort of as one of those toys that kind of makes you keep thinking. And I noticed you didn't have anything at the time, so I just wanted to, well, he shrugs and offers it back.
He kind of gently takes it, probably mirroring the same way he took it from you, with that trepidation and unassuredness that he took it from Luke when he originally gave it to him. And he'll just kind of hold it to his chest and kind of look down to the side. You know, it was the only thing I'd ever really gotten other than a weapon. So that's why it's a bit more.
I can understand that. Considering that, well, weapons sort of became the given for me afterwards.
Well, more similar than I thought, Luke.
Well, hopefully you didn't have any type of physical ailment about you. Sorry that I coughed a lot back then.
I mean, nothing worse than what afflicts me.
COVID.
The Ebola.
His eyes flutter at that, and he'll say, do you mind me asking what?
It comes and goes. Rudolph.
Yes, I mind.
Yes, I just turned into a demon.
Do not make me roll detect poison and disease.
Rudolph did everything he could for me, and then he left me at Daggerford, hoping that they could do something for me. But it seems like it comes and goes with the tides.
This child is broken, and I am leaving him here.
This one fucking sucks.
Can I
I need the new one.
Can I roll insight on Mordecai with him talking about like these kind of ailments that come and go with the tides, which falls in line
You two decide.
with the moon?
Fucking go for it, bitch.
Cool. Natural 20. 26.
Nice.
So Mordecai is speaking with that tone, which is like, I don't want to tell you, but please ask. Yeah. It's a quiet cry for help, is what this tone is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna roll deception.
You're gonna
Do
roll
it,
this.
bitch.
This is what
Do it, bitch, you won't. Do it, bitch, you won't. Holy shit, bitch.
What do I glean from your sad eyes?
The sad bitch hours.
I guess you glean that is something he's had his whole life as far as he can remember. And it's something that nobody can do anything for. You can tell.
I will say that based on how he was speaking about Rudolph and him being left behind, it was because of this ailment that he was abandoned.
Mm-hmm. By Rudolph.
Yeah, by the his mentor.
His mentor.
I guess how do you phrase it? I wasn't useful anymore. What's the way you say that?
Outlived your usefulness.
I guess so, Lucas. I overstayed my welcome.
I will say that when you say that, Luke usually has this funny haha facade on his face, and you'll just notice that kind of dim considerably in his own eyes. And he kind of goes to take up the shovel again, and he says, Mordecai, I definitely feel like you and I are a lot a lot more similar than we might have first thought.
I'll kind of give you this sad look. I guess so. I just hope that you all don't leave me when my illness rears its ugly head.
It won't. At least not for me. And probably not Rylie, honestly. Rylie would probably be very interested.
Yeah, what's up with that kid? He's kind of weird.
He
Every
does
once in
seem-
a while, my arm falls off and then regrows. It's kind of gross.
Does that happen to you too?
That's my illness. I die every
Wait
week.
until I get to level 14 and then,
Die
and then I'll tell you.
Sunday, 11 a.m.
Far, we're
I
never
die.
getting to level 14.
You might.
I'm
if you
telling you, if we
fucking
get to
pay.
level 14.
Well, don't ask if we level up at the end of every session, and then we will be good.
And then maybe we'll fucking talk. All right.
Alright.
Rylie,
Uh-huh.
you make your way over kind of toward the little other town square, and you see that that tall townhouse that Ismark actually pointed out to you as you were walking by it. You know, you asked like, "Oh, is she homeless?" Like, no, she's got a really nice house. That one, in fact.
Cool.
You don't hear the wailing coming from inside, so you don't think that she's home at the moment. What do you want to do?
I want to see if there are patches of grass around the house.
All cobbles. All cobblestone.
Not even like bushes.
Let me look.
Shoot.
Oh yeah, actually, it would be less. I mean, it's mostly cobbles, a lot of kind of dirt. But yeah, I will say.
I'm basically looking for
You're looking for
necrotic
similar
damage. Yeah.
stuff. If you scour that area and you know what you're looking for, you see no evidence of something similar.
Is there a spot that would allow me to look at the attic?
Yes. If you kind of stand back nearby like the well and like peer way the fuck up from the ground, you could maybe see that there was an attic window, but you can't see into it.
Looks behind self at well. Looks into well momentarily. Looks at the attic. Let's see what's in there.
A corpse.
I'm gonna go in the attic.
Are you just flying up to it from the outside?
I mean,
Inside is the corpse of her late husband.
yeah, sure.
Sure. You can fly up to the roof, and as you peer through the window, you see it's filthy. By the way, like it's hard to get your, even if you like take your sleeve and rub it, it's like filthy on the inside too. But you see a very small, looks like a child's bedroom, as much as it can in an attic. But you see like a cot in the corner, dolls and other toys, and a chest and a wardrobe. You also see, if you kind of, the window is not locked, so you're easily able to kind of lift it and stick your head in. You see the kind of, like the attic stairs that fold up into the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
That is closed, 100%. And if she was locked in, clearly the lock was on the other side, like on the underside of those stairs. The ceiling of the second floor, basically.
All right. I'm going to look around and see if I can find anything that might indicate this Gertrude, right?
Gertruda, yeah.
Gertruda's mental state before she mysteriously disappeared. Like the diary or something like that.
You do not see evidence of a diary, but you do see, if you look around, scratching on the walls, like
Gouges.
Gouging, yeah.
Like nail ripping off kind of gouges, or just where?
Like around, just like around the perimeter, like almost like she is just scraping, nonsense, like drawings.
The yellow wallpaper.
Sometimes.
No, it's the Russian sleep experiment. Duh.
Kind of
No, the yellow wallpaper where the lady goes crazy.
But it's not like the ramblings of a mad person. It's like maybe she found an implement of some kind, and she is like carving drawings into the wall, basically. And you will see like one of the more prominent ones you will see is kind of right near her bed on the floor. What was once her bed, clearly. And it is of a house. And you can see up in the window at the very top, you see a little face who's smiling. Because on the ground, you see a caricature of a dashing man.
Oh, it's Tuxedo Mask.
Yeah, holding a woman by the throat who's got X's in her eyes. And he's looking up triumphantly at the window.
Oh, she's into choking.
No, she's into her. She's into her mother
mom
dying.
getting murdered. Yeah.
Man, it would be great if he killed her so much
And rescued me. That's the kind of, based on the rumor that you've heard of, like her literally pleading, praying for rescue. This was her fantasy. Somebody, a gallant knight to come and save her.
But did he?
I'm telling you,
It's hard to say.
He has a type.
But again, you didn't find any evidence that he was doing this creepy thing that he's doing with Irina. He wasn't stalking, but maybe the prayers reached him.
Dear Strahd, I would like to go back home. Could you please lift the fuckingness so we can go back home? It was that easy, man oh man.
Just ask him to kill your mom.
Oh, yeah.
No, we'll take care of two birds with one stone.
Yeah. Okay.
What if he's the reason she went crazy, though?
No, I'm talking about Riley's mom.
I'm gonna
yeah.
see, or just like do a little like steppy test to see if the stairs will go down.
Yes, if you do that, in fact, the entire like stair ladder situation immediately like ka-chunk, and lowers itself.
Well, not stealthy at all. Oh well.
If you head down, you will see the remains of like iron chain, like in a padlock on the ground. Clearly, they were they either rusted off or were ripped away by Mary when she realized that her daughter was gone. But the rest of the house seems basically unlived in. As you inspect the whole place, and then you roll me a perception check while you're looking around, see what you see.
Like a fucking creep. 19.
It's not updating for me, so I'm going to refresh.
There it is.
Okay, there we go. 19. Yeah, as you are kind of walking, you will see, as you look down the stairs for a brief moment, Mary looking up at you, having just come back inside.
Oops.
Standing there silently. You have no idea how long she's been inside.
Run.
Because, I mean, you didn't see her when you flew up, but she's just looking at you. She doesn't look furious or anything like that. She's just staring. And she... roll me an insight check.
I'm gonna roll in inspiration.
Cool.
Yeah, fuck.
Nice. She just kind of looks at you. You don't know what the fuck is going on, but she will do that thing again where she extends her hand outwards up to you. Kind of like what she did with Luke on the street.
Luke didn't get hurt when he went to her.
Got spit on a little. And now Luke has HPV. But yes, you go down the stairs, and as you kind of approach her, she will lower her hand and turn and walk out the open door. And you keep following, and she will keep walking without looking behind her. If you stop while following her, she will stop and turn to look at you until you start following again.
Okay.
But she will just kind of slowly lead you.
We'll play this fucking game. Let's go.
Yeah, up the street until you get to near the town square, where she will stop and just look out into the square itself. And what you see her fixating on is Morgantha and her pie shop. Big line of people like there always are. And Mary just stands and watches her.
Mom.
And watches. And watches.
It's okay. All I got is time on my hands.
Cool. Yeah, you just stay and watch with her. And, eventually she gets through the queue. People, counting coppers, eventually. And then there is one final customer who comes forward, a wretched-looking man, who is holding the hand of a small boy. Morgantha and the man have a very quiet but intense discussion where she is just kind of staring at him, almost daggers. Before the man will let go of the boy's hand and push him toward Morgantha. And Morgantha kind of takes a look at the boy as she comes over and looks up and kind of glares at the man again. And doesn't say another word. She just bends down and kind of wipes some smudges off the kid's face. And the man grabs a pie and silently leaves.
Oh, traded the boy for the pie.
What would you like to do, Rylie?
Is Mad Mary doing anything, or is she just watching?
She's just watching. This is what she brought you to witness. You can tell, but...
Oh no, there's little
Hey, children in these pies!
There's little kids in those pies. She is Mrs. Lovett.
But you can speak to her if you would like to. She's not, After the man leaves, she's just kind of fussing over the boy, like taking a cloth and wiping his face.
Does that happen all the time?
Where is she? Where did she go? Wicked girl. Always missing her supper. And she will turn and start kind of toddling away.
I'm gonna follow the weird man.
Okay. If you kind of follow the weird dude, you will see him kind of make his way back to a very small, hovel of a house, and make his way inside. And he doesn't even shut the door behind him. He just kind of throws it open and stumbles in. And you can see it is a fucking wreck inside. It is a nightmare in here. Bedding on the floor, full of, refuse and garbage. It smells horrible.
Episode from Hoarders.
Kinda, yeah.
Damn,
kinda,
bitch, you live like this.
And you see the man walk in and kind of smack at something that's laying down. A woman, presumably his wife, who kind of like wakes out of a haze and notices him and like kind of grabs up at him, and he will pull away from her and like show, oh, he got it, and he will break it in half, and they will fucking devour those pies. And within like a split second, they're not there anymore. They're just like their minds in dreamland, and they lay back down utterly at peace. You ever see that episode of Breaking Bad where Jesse hides out in like the crack addict's house and he sees a little boy in there? That's the kind of living situation that's happening here. This is a tweaker house.
Mm-hmm.
And they just gave up their kid for a single pie.
Presumably their last
child.
Well, their last pie, because they clearly didn't have the money to pay anymore either.
Yeah, they gave their last thing other than just their clothes.
But you remember the kind of venom in Morgantha's look as he handed over the child. This kind of quiet conversation that you couldn't even hear what was being said, and then the fact that she immediately started fussing, like cleaning the kid off. You know why he's filthy. Look at this place.
Riley's gonna stalk around the house, like go around the house a couple of times to assess the space completely.
Hell, you could walk into the fucking house and they wouldn't notice you.
Okay.
They're gone. They're incapacitated. Like, mechanically, they are incapacitated.
End them.
Then Rylie is going to go around the house and see if there's any more children there.
Yeah, if you literally just walk in and walk around the house, no, you don't see any more children.
No evidence of children, or where, like, is there evidence that children were there, or?
Kinda. You see what was probably a child's room, but it's filthy. It's disgusting.
Rylie is going to look at the sleeping, tweaked out group and sort of kick at the blankets that they probably have, to try and tow it to see how dry they are.
To see how dry they are? Not. The whole place smells like piss and mildew.
Then, trigger warning. Trigger warning for murder. Rylie is going to use a couple of cantrips in this situation. Just an acid splash here, an acid splash there. Basically to use it as fuel to cast Firebolt. Sort of like on the blanket, sort of like to create like a...
Yeah, and just light it up.
Yes, and then just... Once the fire has started, he's just gonna turn around and just plod on out.
Yeah, and as you walk out of this house that's begun to catch, I mean, they're incapacitated. They don't move. We won't watch any more of it, but you did what you did.
And then I'm going to go find Luke.
Okay. Yeah, and you pass by that kind of town square situation, and Morgantha has moved on at this point. The cart was being packed up anyway.
I'll keep that in a memory bank for later.
Yeah. But yeah, you you go find Luke. Kacia. You poke around a bit in the village, and you find somewhere in like we'll say the southwest kind of part of town, you see a lot of evidence of people preparing for the night. Like sometimes there is literally like kind of marks of blood on some doors and like lines of salt. Like people are trying fucking anything. But you find one door that is wide open, door ajar completely, kicked in or busted down, you know, whatever the situation is. The line of sand utterly trodden through.
That didn't work.
It didn't work, no. But what do you want to go inside, basically, if this is what you were kind of looking for?
She's looking for something to do until the time that they've gotten everything ready with Graves, so she can start the 1-hour ritual of creating the thing.
Yes, this is the most interesting thing that you've come across. That music thing scares the shit out of me every time.
Yikes!
It's just in the song. It's in the middle of the goddamn song.
It's just there.
It's just there. But yeah, this is the most interesting thing you found since walking around. Otherwise, it's just a kind of dirty, wet town.
Yeah. She'll peer in before giving a small knock to the door frame.
Mm-hmm. You look inside. You can see a mess. Not like, you know, it's not a hoarder house, but you give a knock and you get no response. And as you kind of like peer in and let the light kind of filter through a bit, you see blood on the floor, signs of obvious struggle, like table busted, you know, shit thrown about. Roll me an investigation check.
If I make it over there.
Yeah.
Am I bad at investigation? Yes, I am. Oh!
Hey!
Good job.
Good roll. No evidence of animal attack. Saw wolves. I mean, there were no claw marks on the door either. The door looked like it was bashed down or bashed in. Something humanoid, maybe like some undead creatures that you haven't encountered quite yet, but even that seemed a little bit more targeted because you see where the knob is where a lot of the force happened. Somebody like kicked deliberately at the door. And inside you will see, like I said, signs of a struggle, blood on the floor, no bodies, or, you know, however many people were here. What you will see, though, with a very good investigation check, actually, you see a broken candlestick, like a straight up, like a big metal candlestick, or this one, probably in this instance, was wooden because it is snapped in half.
I didn't know we were playing Clue.
Right, honestly, no, it is kind of Clue, and I didn't mean it to be, but a broken candlestick, completely snapped in half, and on the kind of blunt base of it, blood. And with an over 15 investigation check, underneath some detritus, maybe some books that fell off a shelf when it was torn down, you see like a pendant on a strand of snapped twine, almost like it was ripped off of somebody. And the pendant is the holy symbol of the Morning Lord.
I'll hold it in her hand. This didn't get much use, did it?
Yeah, I mean, it looks very similar, obviously, to the one that Luke carries, but with some subtle variants. Of course, this one was wooden and modest, but still relatively nice. Same with the candlestick. Like the candlestick was a pretty solid hunk of wood, and it doesn't really match the decor in here. It might have come from somewhere else.
Mhm.
But that's about all that you find in here. If you look through the rest of the house, you see it's a very small little house, kind of on the outskirts of town, and you only see evidence of one person living here. No evidence of who they are or were, but it was a single person home, for what it's worth. But that's about all that you find. Do you have anything else in particular you would like to try to look for?
Well, there could be a reason to why they were attacked.
Right.
And second off, where's the body?
Right.
So she'd want to like look around to probably find an office or see if there's any like particular hiding corners, if there's any mysterious bookshelves, stuff
Cool.
like that.
Yeah. I'll roll over the same investigation. I'll give you a little bit more, which is you can see on the mantelpiece an urn, like a funerary urn. Whoever lived here was probably widowed or a widower. You see no evidence of children. That's probably why this person lived alone. And where did the body go is a good question. The door was left completely ajar. Judging by the floor and the fact that like a bookshelf was kind of taken down, you could see some kind of crumpled paper that would give evidence that something heavy was dragged over them and out the door. Putting those kind of pieces together, somebody came in, attacked this person who was ostensibly alone, and then removed their body, took them. This was an abduction more than it was just a break-in.
Right. I mean, if she can't find any evidence of like who this assailant could be.
Yeah, besides the stuff that you found, like the weapon or a weapon that was used to hit somebody, either the person who was abducted or the abductor, and then that pendant. That is literally all you find in this place.
She'll keep the pendant on hand.
Mm-hmm.
Ask if there's anything special about this. Probably to look later.
Right. Cool. Yeah, as you kind of button up the investigation for here, you will hear the church bell begin to ring. A sign that there is that there is something that's going to be happening in the town, and that church bell ringing is because Luke and Mordecai, you eventually finished the grave.
Which means I need to hurry back and perform that ritual.
Yeah, right. You're not that far. Yeah, it's all right. The grave is finished. It's signaling to the town, hey, there's a funeral going to happen.
Bing.
You all make your way back toward the burgomaster's mansion, and you'll find that the coffin is now in the parlor, nailed shut, ready for transport. Irina and Ismark are wearing black for the occasion. They're not expecting you to change or anything, but just for their own safety.
Implying we had clothes.
Implying you had any other clothes, of course. Irina's already a little bit weepy. Ismark's glassy eyes betray his feelings as well, though as he opens the door to greet you all, he can't help but crack a relieved smile at the sight of you all here to help send his father to his final rest. Kacia, if you would like, you can absolutely cast the ritual to convey the coffin rather than having to carry the fucking thing.
Yeah.
There's plenty of time. Does anybody want to confer with each other or speak to these two before we begin the funeral procession?
I think the only thing Luke would say, and this can just be said as opposed to played out,
Of course.
I think Luke would just go over what Father Donovich intended for the processions, so that way they have an idea of what to expect.
Yeah, which is super simple. Bring the coffin toward the church. He will meet you and take you directly back into the cemetery. The coffin will be laid graveside where the service will be held. And then, the people who, the pallbearers, who are essentially all of you, whoever wants to step up, will help to lower the coffin down. The rites will be given, and then flowers, and then, of course, dirt.
Sure.
Will be laid onto the coffin. He customarily will finish the burial, like, you'll do your ceremonial little first fistful of dirt and a flower thing, but you don't have to, like, finish the fucker if you don't want to. You don't have to stick around. That is the way that it is going to work. The procession is super quick. It's just going to be up the main road. Goes right to the church. Anybody else have any information they want to share or say that they shared?
No.
Kacia could say that she found a funny house and found this funny pendant, and she'll, like, show it to Luke.
He'll pick it up. Does this look like stereotypical Morning Lord symbology compared to what my symbology is?
It looks like the typical Morning Lord symbol that you would even see plastered up in Irina's house in the Burgomaster Mansion.
Okay.
Which, yours is a little different than the standard. This is the standard.
Yeah. I think Luke kind of, like, turn it over in his hands briefly, and he'll say, I suppose that this didn't necessarily help whoever... I mean, there's blood on this thing, right?
Yeah, probably a little.
Just suppose maybe it didn't help as well as it could.
Ismark will remark that it seems like there are less and less people after every night. The attacks probably spread around the town, but also, if this was a break-in, it's probably emboldening, like, bandits or something like that. People who are brave enough to face the monsters so that they can, avoid the jurisdiction of Ismark, and his father at the time. But again, there's no real fucking laws here at this point.
Yeah, she'll just say, like, it looked like it was deliberate.
Yeah.
A deliberate kidnapping.
And Rylie, obviously you don't have to share anything if you don't want to.
I went into Mad Mary's house.
What?
How the hell did you do that?
Weren't we supposed to not go into boarded houses?
It wasn't boarded. Just one of the windows.
What did you see? What did you find? We didn't exactly conduct an investigation of the place. She is still living, of course. It would be improper.
I just thought that if Strahd is trying to kidnap someone, your sister, that maybe he took another woman from this town.
You're saying you believe that the rumors might be true? That Strahd took Gertruda as well?
I don't know, and I can't confirm that, but I went into her room in the attic. She drew on the walls, not with a pen, or a brush, or charcoal.
Gods.
We get the point. What were they about?
Wanting to leave, but there was a drawing.
Luke, like, leans forward as if expecting you to say what it is.
Where she was smiling in the house, in the attic, and was watching a very handsome man kill her mother She had X's for eyes, so that could mean anything.
Luke kind of sighs and leans back. Well, that certainly fits the bill in regards to what was said earlier about the rumors about how she might have asked for him to come.
Poor girl. I
Then
hope she's
you-
okay somewhere.
Does anybody know what happens to the women he kidnaps?
This is all just rumors. We don't know where. We know that Strahd must keep consorts.
He's not making some
Oh.
sort of weird vampire harem, is he?
We don't know. It is all rumor.
Well, if he's seen as a guide to some, they could be a patron.
Perhaps. It is ironic that we are in the shadow of Ravenloft itself, and we know nothing about what goes on behind its walls.
Luke looks contemplative at that.
But if at this point you guys have kind of you've shared the information you would like to share, Kacia, your disc appears beneath the casket and lifts it from the ground. And as you kind of walk through the streets, you see scattered crowds lining the main road to see the burgomaster off. You'll recognize some people. You'll even see Mary, just kind of standing there, watching, locking eyes with Rylie. But as you go through, you'll see Bildrath and Periwimple. You'll see the three Vistana woman from the tavern, and a whole bunch of other people who Ismark is almost a little surprised to see out of their homes. But as you make your way down there, you'll hear the church bell ring a few more times, and you eventually will make it to the church. You see Donovich outside of the gates, and he will kind of swing the gate open and escort you all with the coffin to the graveside. And as you kind of lay the disc down and disperse it, you'll lay it across these two thick lengths of rope that will be used to, kind of hoist and lower it into the ground after. And Father Donovich takes his place at the head of the proceedings. The mourners, which consist only of the two children of the burgomaster and yourselves, gather around the small grave to hear the last rites. There are onlookers, but they're not coming into the cemetery. They're watching from afar. Maybe out of respect, maybe out of fear for some reason. Or bad omens. Donovich clears his throat and holds a small, very well-worn holy book. And after some kind of thumbing through the pages, he will at last begin to speak. We welcome you, Morning Lord, and we honor you this day, celebrating your light as we partake in our journey once more. Great and powerful, the sun is your blessing and shows us your loving way. Thank you for your gifts. Thank you for your warmth that touches us to the core. Shining down on the land and sea, making things grow and bloom, your eternal love will always be in our hearts, O Lord of the Sun. We honor you, Dawn Lord, for you are the beacon who casts away the gloom. We devote our days in your holy name, and the darkness we shun. In your name, Lathander, we pray. We gather here this day in the light of his glorious morn to pay respects and final rites to Kolyan Indirovich, burgomaster of the village of Barovia. There is little that can be said about this man that has not already been illustrated by his deeds. And as Donovich continues the ceremony, we focus on the faces of Ismark and Irina. Solemn but happy to see the torment of their father laid to rest at last. Happy for the newcomers that helped them to bring dawn to what seemed like an endless night. And as we see the faces of you all, the strangers to this village, Rylie, fresh to the world, eager to learn, who knows the strength of the ties of family. Kacia, who knows the horrors of this place, to whom family is but a memory. Mordecai, who fights against the creatures that do these evil things, to whom family could have existed, were it not for his own actions. And Luke, who hopes to shine light through the darkness, whose family was taken from him, again and again and again. Donovich's sermon fades as we see another cemetery, a world away at this point, nestled in the heart of a bustling city. We focus on a modest mausoleum, then the tunnels below it, as we see Luke making his way down the long corridors and past the innumerable indentations lining the walls containing old bones and other remains. He eventually makes it to a newer corridor where the remains are shielded by thick slabs of granite. Some are engraved, while others, like the one he finally arrives at, are merely blank markers for those who could not afford the luxury of their name upon the stone. Luke, what do you do while you're there?
Luke approaches kind of like the slab that's in front of the stone plate itself, and he starts going about his things, and he starts pulling out a few like beads, some herbs, and a bit of bread, and he all lays them out before, last but not least, he sets a sunflower on top of all of them. And he kind of takes a half step back, and he says, "Sorry, we're getting out of season for them. It's the best I could find." And he settles back towards like a makeshift bench, and it looks like he's about to like spend like his meal there, like his dinner there. And he kind of goes about eating some dried meats, a single fruit, not exactly fitting someone who would have a lot of money, but maybe something for a cleric. And he'll say, "Oh, I wanted to show you something," he says up towards the stone face. "I can only show it to you because, the others at the Spire I don't think would appreciate it very much." And he kind of creates with them like a pop of light, and within it appears a sharp curved dagger, ebbing and flowing with the energy of radiance. And he kind of holds it, kind of hovering between his hands. "I still don't know where the real one went, but this is a mighty fine replica, don't you think?" And he sits there in silence, as if waiting for some kind of response. And after an appropriate amount of time, he sort of laughs, and he kind of takes the knife gently in one hand, and he continues and says, "You're right. It could use some work, but I'm hoping with time I'll have the real thing to remember it by." And instead of waiting this time, he sort of kind of continues, his eyes now drawn down to the dagger that's sitting lightly in his palm. And he says, "I haven't made any headway on the investigation behind what happened to us, to you. The only reason I could make it here now is because the father's, predisposed. No doubt to find my replacement. I have proven a poor representation of Lathander, haven't I?" And in that moment, his fingers close around the hilt of the knife a little bit tighter. "I'm taking advantage of the clergy's lack of eyes on me, I'll let you know. I'm going to do what you wanted me to do all these years ago. And I lately won't be back until I find out what happened. And he looks back to the plate with a brighter smile. Or, well, die trying. And the knife glimmers away then, leaving Lucas to kind of finish up his meal with idle bits of conversation, and soon leaves the tomb after kissing the sunflower one last time. The plan was set. Once he was done visiting his mother a final time, he would make his plans to leave the Temple of Lathander for good. Not out of the lack of faith in the god, but in the faith in men who run it.
We return again to the modest graveside where Donovich, looking a bit flushed, continues on.
Lathander teaches us not to mourn those we have lost, for from death shall come life anew, just as from night the sun shall rise again. Therefore we commit this man to the earth with the promise that perhaps someday light will shine upon us once more. Farewell, illuminated one, until we meet again. We carry the sunlight in our hearts until then. Give us the strength to carry on until the next dawn. We greet your ally, the Moon Maiden. Her silver light guides us until then. There was always another dawn. Farewell, precious son.
Donovich closes his book and directs all of you to take hold of the ropes to gently lower the body into the ground. And after the ropes are removed from the slightly wilted flowers gathered in Donovich's basket, each of you is encouraged to drop one in the grave for the burgomaster. And so in turn, people do. First Irina, Ismark, Kacia, Rylie, Luke, Mordecai, Donovich himself, and then another. A verdant scarlet rose falls to the top of the small mound. It gives a moment of pause to those surrounding the grave as Donovich, Irina, and Ismark look to the person who dropped it. A tall man, in a doublet of rich red, a fur-lined cloak draped over his frame. His long dark hair is swept back to reveal his full face, resting in a state of quiet contemplation. Ismark steps in front of Irina slightly, and Donovich gasps as the man lifts his gaze from the coffin below to meet all of yours.
I have come to offer you my deepest condolences for your loss. Kolyan was a very courageous man, loyal to his people until the very end. It is always a shame when a great life comes to an end, so I hope you will accept my sympathies. Forgive me, but I believe we have not had the pleasure of acquaintance before. I take it as a personal duty to welcome each and every new visitor to my kingdom personally.
Oh, it's him.
Please.
I fucking knew it.
Allow me to introduce
It's
myself.
he!
Wait, I need to post a picture of who I think he looks like right now.
Matt Mikkelsen with long hair.
No, he looks like somebody else in my mind because he has long hair.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Count Strahd von Zarovich,
Bless you.
ruler of this land and lord of its people. Welcome, dear guests, to Barovia.
Ismark, Irina, and Donovich are speechless. What do you all do?
Antonio Banderas!
Oh my god, it is Antonio Banderas.
Alright, that's what I said. He looks like Antonio Banderas. For me to be with a
Ice
vampire.
cream, that's it. That's it, you won.
Oh god.
While Kacia's currently shaking in her heels,
How emotionally
angry.
How emotionally bereft am I right now from just going through flashback hell?
That's up to you, my guy.
Where is the common sense roll?
Kacia's like one second away from doing something very rash, but now's not the time.
Yeah, he just kind of pleasantly scans all of you with a very
Light smile on his face.
Why bring us here?
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't know what you mean.
Do you not control the mist?
I control everything in Barovia.
And
Why you decided to traverse the mist is something I cannot answer.
Inside.
But we... yeah, go ahead.
Can we fucking incite this fucking bitch ass motherfucker? Fucking scarlet fucking robes
22.
ass.
That's not bad.
Scarlet fucking robes ass motherfucker.
Motherfucking dick
Is
ass,
he undead?
tit ass,
he's a
balls
vampire,
ass.
He's
yeah.
not dead. He's a vampire.
Mordecai's like
This
his like
taint-
Geiger counters going.
Okay. With a 21, 22.
He's being a little coy.
Oh, of course.
Luke kind of sighs and
Only Luke knows this, however.
Oh, my 1 point off.
Luke takes like a breath and where are we in the line? How many people are in front of me to this motherfucker?
There is no in front of it's he is standing slightly back and you are on the sides of the grave. He is at the foot of the grave.
Okay. Luke goes over and he
Remember, he did just introduce himself. He's asking you to introduce yourself.
Yes, I'm holding out my hand.
Cool.
There's a shock button on it.
It's called Lathander's Light. No.
All power of Christ compels you.
Luke kind of offers his hand and he'll say, "Sorry, I think we're all a bit shocked."
Apologize, I do not mean to interrupt your mourning.
Oh,
I
it's
simply did not wish to miss the funeral of this man.
He will take your hand and he will shake it. His hand is cold.
Sure.
Mordecai will step up as well and offer his hand.
Which he will take.
Mordecai Lucas. It's my pleasure.
Kacia's just in the back, still glaring daggers.
I hope you don't mind the fact that a funeral was done in the name of the Morning Lord.
I would never begrudge my subjects to worship as they wish.
His eyes are. I feel like after everything he says, you have to be like inside check, hard inside check.
I don't think that we're your people.
All who walk the roads of Barovia are its subjects. We welcome everyone equally.
But we're not from here.
We are now.
You will find a home, I am sure.
Luke's brows kind of twitch at that, and he'll say, "But what of ways to transcend? Unfortunately for some of us, we have purpose in other realms."
If the mists have brought you here, then clearly you have purpose here as well. And we welcome all newcomers, though some of you have spent your whole lives within the valley.
Smiles at Kacia.
I understand my arrival may come as a surprise to most all of you. Please believe I am only here to pay my respects to this man.
Of course, I mean, it's common decency.
Yes, these are holy lands, and it would be improper to fight on those lands.
I never come with the intention to fight. I came with an offering of welcome.
How dare you attempt to pay your respects to someone who's attempted to leave a a revolution against you. You're here to make a point. Don't try to be sly about it.
Yeah.
I feel like Mordecai kind of grabs onto Luke's arm just out of reflex, like.
He
Luke's
will
eyes
turn.
flutter.
Yeah, he'll turn to you, Kacia, and he will say, "The decision Kolyan made to support violent insurrection was misguided, and its consequences regrettable." He will linger for a moment with his eyes meeting yours before he turns to Ismark and Irina and say, "I had nothing but respect for your father, as I do for all my burgomasters. And his betrayal was disappointing, to say the least. It was a choice he no doubt regretted until his passing. But I am not without mercy. I was prepared to forgive his transgressions with open arms should he repent. And the facts, I am afraid, are not what you may believe them to be." Ismark will feel a little bold, thanks to Kacia, and he will say, "You killed him. I know you come to bury him." And he will kind of spit toward the ground near Strahd.
Oop. Wepa.
It didn't hit the shoe, so Strahd will just look to him, nod his head a bit, and he say, "No matter how much you wish to believe it, I did not kill your father. If you would like to know who did, you need ask no further than the Holy Father." And he turns to fix his gaze on Donovich.
Oh.
Should I roll an insight?
I was gonna say that's
Yeah.
a big inside oof there.
Go ahead.
21.
21. He is in the with the 20. He is not being direct for the sake of being polite, but he is telling the truth.
That he didn't do it, but that, hey, ask the father, he knows who fucking did.
Yes.
And that there's no influence there.
What do you mean?
Like, Strahd didn't influence, like, there wasn't bad juju vibes going in.
I will tell you, it was so quick, and he did nothing. He's not, like, charming the father or anything. He just casts a glance to him before breaking it and looking back to all of you.
Richard.
And he says, "But I will leave you to your mourning. Good day to you all, and again, my sincerest condolences." He will give a very polite bow to all of you and turn to stride toward the cemetery gate. Oh, did somebody want to do something?
Mordecai drops Luke's arm and just kind of stands there.
Luke looks annoyed, frustrated.
He will stride his way back to the cemetery gate where a sleek
Kacia would like to yell out something.
I'll tell you what. I'll do you one better. A sleek black carriage awaits, its door open. He steps into the door, which a man closes behind him. And as you maybe muster up the gumption to actually shout something, you see this man, and it gives you a pause because you know this man. It's Count von Zarovich's loyal chamberlain, a dusk elf man by the name of Rahadin. And according to everything you've ever been told growing up, he's the man who betrayed all of your people to Strahd and is personally responsible for slaughtering at least half of them. He looks out to you and meets your gaze, and for a moment, you swear you could hear the screams of those he's killed in your brain. as he hops up into the driver's seat and the carriage pulls away. Donovich is still speechless.
I cast Zone of Truth.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Zone of Truth. Let me roll for him. What is that? A wisdom saving throw?
15-foot radius. It's a charisma saving throw.
Charisma save. Okay. That's
against a spell save DF 14.
Okay.
I'm gonna give him disadvantage.
With inspiration?
Yes.
That's a good thing you did. You just turn, and this kind of pulse of energy suffuses the ground surrounding all of you. Donovich fails his saving throw. But he's still like everybody is a little shook by what happened. Ismark and Irina have not spoken again yet.
Mm-hmm.
But Donovich just looks as you turn to him.
Father, did you have anything to do with the Burgomaster's passing into death?
I was not responsible.
Yes or no?
I had nothing to do with it.
Alas.
Do you know who did?
He's trying not to answer.
I want
So yes.
to fucking go over there and intimidate. Well, my intimidation sucks. Never mind.
Well, do it anyway.
Mine too. I was gonna.
I'll give you advantage because he knows that you charmed him.
I mean, I have a +6.
Do it, Mom.
Kacia can go
Get in
take.
there, baddie.
Sure.
Get in there.
Let's all do it.
Take out her anger.
Resident
Let's all
Evil
do
8.
it.
Do the Resident Evil 8 thing. Take him by the fucking neck, just like, hey-ya.
We all do
He's
it.
too short for that.
You don't need to be actually tall to have that woman's energy.
He's definitely
That's
shorter
true.
than you. At least.
Fucking. Everybody roll. Go.
Just go.
That's
Oh,
impressive.
Just do
shit,
that, you know?
I rolled an 18, sorry.
I got 14.
Far, go ahead and roll as well.
Oh, I mean, like, I was gonna say, Kacia fucking kicks his
Damn.
Oh,
with her
there
heels.
it is, there
You
it is,
do.
there it is, there it is.
He
Bad
falls
bitch.
to the ground. He says, "Yes,
Yes,
Answer his question.
I know. I do know. But it's not my fault. It's not his fault either. He's sick.
I can't hear a word you're saying. I'm sorry.
No, your mic got
You're
unplugged.
like muted, actually. Yeah, or not on Discord, like something, or not on Zoom. Something's wrong. There you go. Now you're gone again. You're super teeny quiet.
Something happened. It looks like. Am I quiet?
No, you're fine now. Julian, talk one more time.
Hello?
You're back. You're still a little low, but you're back.
That's so weird.
Did it disconnect when you pushed it away or something?
I don't know. I mean,
You're back now.
Okay. Forget what I was saying. Oh, Luke kind of like nods briefly to Kacia doing the scary natural 20 kick. And he says, "Right, because you did it for your son."
I did nothing. To Goliath, I didn't. He did.
What did you do?
I had nothing to do with the Burgomaster's death.
Out with it, you hack. Or you won't fucking walk again.
I had to keep him safe. He needed me.
Who?
Doru, my son.
And yet your son passed.
He did. But the dead do not often stay that way in Barovia.
Did your son turn undead?
He just kind of looks at you, and you can see like his whole head shaking as he's trying not to say anything. And you will hear a shriek from the church. A blood-curdling cry of anguish.
He did it.
Donovich immediately stands and tries to flee toward the church.
I'm gonna grab him.
Roll me in athletics.
Okay, bastard.
Ooh, nice.
You just
Nice.
fucking you can armbar him. Like
Keeping
he's
this man in
Do it.
place.
he's already hurt. Like his leg is like he's already
You're like,
hobbling.
I'm
but you can
using
just grab the fucker.
my secret weapon, full Nelson.
I said you won't walk again, you old man.
Don't hurt him, please.
Ismark?
Yes.
His head kind of like turns like towards him, like halfway. I'll let you decide what you want to do with the father. And he walks towards the church.
Okay.
Mordecai's gonna push the father to the ground and put his boot in the middle of his chest. And say,
Please, don't hurt him. Let me talk to him, please.
He's already gone.
you can't talk to the undead. They're not themselves. They're a husk, and they need to be put down. It is mercy.
He will try so hard to fight you, but he is just not strong enough.
He'll put his boot on his throat. Down.
Ismark
dog.
will stay with Irina, with his blade pointed toward Donovich. So the rest of you can follow Luke if you would like.
Mordecai will. Bow drawn.
Yeah, let's go.
I'm guessing I sense undead, huh?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
As you make your way back to the church, you will hear this cry ring out again, and as you walk inside, you'll hear it from beneath you, beneath the chapel floor, and you will hear, "Father, I'm starving!" shrieked over and over and over again. And as you check the rooms, you will see bedrooms, an office, and Father Donovich's room. In the corner, you will see a heavy wooden trapdoor set in the floor, held with a chain and padlock. You hear the screams coming from there.
Mordecai will look at Luke and say, "It never gets any easier." Just have a pained expression on his face.
No, I suppose not. Though, quick question, meta-wise. Based on everything that we dealt with in Ungilded Tides, all of the undead were like shambling, uncoherent creatures. Is this different from what we're experiencing in Strahd, or is this also a term of a part of normal?
This is I have not altered the undead for either game, I will say. These are just different kinds of undead.
Yeah.
Okay.
You didn't fight any vampires in Strahd. Or in On-Gilded Tides.
Sure.
What Kacia can do, like, for whoever's gonna go down there, is she can cast invisibility. So that it won't see you.
Okay. What?
I'm gonna cast.
Who's doing the murder?
Well, what I was gonna do is that I was gonna do Channel Divinity, so that way it's not gonna come towards us at all. So it's gonna basically be like shooting fish in a barrel.
Assuming it fails, it saves.
Assuming it fails, yes.
Let's go! Woo!
So do you all want to go down there with that being the plan?
Yes, but I want to know
Mordecai
what Riley's
does.
doing.
Sure.
Jesse, what's Rylie doing?
Let's see. I do have a.
Then we have a boss battle.
I do have a spell that I can use that can help for people. Do undead see?
Yes.
Can they see in a pog?
In a pog?
In a
Pog?
Poggers?
Technically, well, I mean, it depends on what kind of undead, I will say. You don't know what you're dealing with until you see it.
Okay, let's see.
I'm saying we're seeing the SCP.
Okay, I
At
guess
least it's
I
not the
I
I'm
serious
gonna
was
look at his face and it's gonna kill us in an instant.
I was thinking that maybe casting fog or darkness might help, but
It's probably dark down there.
it probably can see.
Probably, yeah.
So never.
I was gonna do cantrip for the light, so that way everyone else can see what the fuck's going on.
I can
Easy.
see.
Cool. Yeah, you quite easily are able to like pry the chain from its from the kind of rotting wood that it's set into, and you lift the trap door. And as the chain and door move, the screaming stops, almost in like anticipation. Like you will just hear kind of soft whimpering from downstairs. You can hear some shouting, but it's from Donovich outside, basically begging you not to hurt him.
We can just set the whole thing on fire.
There's too much stone and mold. It'd be better just to do it quick.
As you look down the kind of short ladder that leads down into the room that's like just like a foot above head height for the tallest one of you. The church's undercroft has these rough-hewn walls and a floor made of damp clay and earth. Rotting wooden pillars strain under the weight of the ceiling. Candlelight from the chapel above slips through the cracks, allowing you to glimpse a gaunt shape in the far corner, chained to the wall.
Father, is it you? Are you back with another? I know you came this morning, but I'm still so hungry.
This is like Blade, like that one dude in Blade. That was like the super hungry ghoul.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
Karen.
You'll hear some kind of straining against the chains.
Say, Father, why do you not speak, Father?
Mordecai just closes his eyes and your father is not able to come. You come in his interim.
Oh. Is it someone new?
Quite.
Let me see you. Please.
It's probably so hard to see with that bright ball of light.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast protection from evil and good on myself.
I have a question.
Yes.
Where did your father get your food?
He always found people that no one knew. They lived alone. Those that no one cared for.
A snap flash. You see Donovich presiding over the funeral service. No symbol of the Morning Lord around his neck. Back to the cellar.
Ooh.
I mean, it's because
Just
Luke now has it.
Just strangers? only strangers?
I never asked where they came from. I just needed to eat.
Snap flash. Luke meets the father for the first time. He's got a bloody bandage on one hand.
Yep.
Back to the cellar.
You won't need to eat ever again. You'll be full from this one.
With the
You'll be
light.
full.
I'm gonna cast spiritual weapon.
Okay.
Full?
Mordecai's
Yes.
drawing his bow.
There are 4 of you. The master sends you to me. Not my father, but father to all, yes?
Exactly.
He sends you down.
I have no master.
Oh, but I do. And he fills me.
And you'll hear him kind of like rattling against the chains, like in excitement.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
focus
I'm gonna
Slayer's spray.
get ready Toll of the Dead, so as soon as someone hits him, what's gonna go off?
And he will continue rattling those chains. Master, master, I'm coming home. And you will hear
Now, guys.
as the chains pull and pull and pull and finally come free from the wall. And that is where we're going to end it for this week.
Cool.
Thank you all for joining us for Symphony of
Boss
Sorrow.
fight.
Curse of Strahd game.
It's more like a mini boss.
Baby's first vampire.
Baby's first vampire spawn. That is what we're going to be starting with next week. You guys did fantastic. Thank you all so much for playing. I'm going to throw it over to Jesse to take us out properly.
Hello, everybody. It's that game that we played. Curse of Strahd, Symphony of Sorrow. We're going to be doing our regular outro. Say who you are, say who you played, and what was your favorite part or what you're looking forward to. You know, because there was a lot of stuff that happened today, so I'm pretty sure we got a lot of content to go through to gush about. So let's start with our illustrious GM.
Thank you all. My name is Michael. I've been your dungeon master. I adored this session. I thought it was awesome. There was a lot of great role play. The whole fucking thing was role play. Awesome. Great investigation, fun questions, character development, just good shit happened. You guys got exactly where I was hoping that you would get. We're a little over, so fuck me, I guess, but that's fine. You guys did great. I very much enjoyed getting to introduce Strahd in a place where I don't think anybody expected to see him.
In broad daylight.
In broad fucking daylight. I am interested to see how this fight is gonna go. You guys you guys continue to surprise and impress me every fucking week, so I'm thrilled by it. You can check me out here next Monday where I'm gonna keep running this goddamn game. We are gonna deal with Doru. Poor Doru. Who's just so hungry.
Gungy.
And you can catch me here every Friday where I play alternately in Julian and Jesse's games where I play another vampire who's not as cool as Strahd. And he will admit that. He'll see Strahd walking down the street and go, damn, that's big dick energy. And then I play a lovely Irish lass in Jesse's game. So tune in for those. And that is it for me.
Yay!
Fuck you, Jern.
Yay! Let's go.
Yay!
Let's go over to Tabor.
Hey. I had a really good time tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing more of the monster hunter side of Mordecai, the more bad bitch side.
That was fun. He was a little shithead this episode in a good way.
No charisma, no filter. Let's go.
If we've
And
learned
you'll
anything
come to
from
find-
Tewa.
Come to find his upbringing
Get you
was not
far.
very conducive to good manners.
Hell yeah.
In fact, manners weren't on the docket. So, fuck that. All he knows is respect. Anyways, my favorite part was probably, I thought the bonding moment with Luke was really wholesome. I was really excited to have that because it kind of bridges the gap between them. I'm also excited for future events and learning more about Mordecai. Well, you guys learning more about Mordecai. I'm also still really excited for the tarot readings.
I am too.
But
I spoiled
afraid.
you fuckers by telling you that they were coming.
Did. But anyways, yeah. No, you can catch me here every other Friday, where I play Rootin' Tootin' Shootin' Cowboy, who can't fucking lie anymore because he got judged the hell. He got the hell judged out of him by Tsukiyomi
Such a fun
for being a
moment.
little bad boy.
Little being a stinky man.
So you can see the consequences of my actions, not this Friday, but the next. And I'm here every Monday playing my Monster Hunter boy. Not to be confused with Capcom's Monster Hunter. He's not that cool.
All right, thank you so much, Taylor. Let's go. Monster. Can we, is it possible to have sex with monsters in Curse of Strahd?
Well, man is the biggest monster, so yes.
Let's go over to Julian.
Hi, I'm Julian, the other half of Jacqueline Hare, and I have played Lucas/Luke. I had fun this session. I think my favorite part was seeing the darker side of the DeSantos family. Seeing how Rylie was very quick to do his own justice, and I thought it was like, Michael, I don't know if you planned for that with me, like saying how like Luke lost faith in men of the church, and then to have that be like Donovich was a piece of shit. I was like, well, this bitch gonna die one way or another now.
Fucking hell. And I did not, I will tell you, I did not plan for Rylie to burn down a crack house, but that was fucking cool too.
Hell yeah, that was so fucking good.
It's more like punishing them because they sold their child for
Hi.
Yeah.
I mean, if they were in a bad situation, I'm sure Rylie might have thought it differently, but the fact that they gave away their child.
If they were like, oh, I can't take care of my child anymore, please somebody who can take my child, that'd be different. They were like, here, give me the crack, bitch. Take this shit, I don't want it anymore.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. So
also I loved, I'm sorry that I'm hijacking now your moment here, but I like that that kind of led to Rylie not going to ask what the sitch was with Morgantha, but just going to go follow the dipshit and find out what happened in the first place. That was pretty interesting. It's interesting look into how Rylie deals with things.
Yeah.
But sorry, please, Julian, please continue.
No, that's fine. Yeah, you can find me on the shows that are on this channel, whether it be Immortal Odyssey, where I play a little dragon boy that has to deal with his husband doing a liar on another player character. That's fun. Or me running Vampire at the Disco, or 1970s VTM Chronicle, where two of our coterie members just got done scaring the shit out of some pieces of Garbo, and they're about to meet their first Sabbat member. So definitely tune in for that. You can also find me over on Marine of One's channel tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for a PADS campaign, where I play an incredibly angry but now also an incredibly sad and very confused assassin boy. He doesn't know what to think about anything anymore because confusion. You can also find me on Guild of the Phoenix either on Thursdays for a D&D campaign or on Sundays for a Cyberpunk Red campaign or another VTM Chronicle.
Thank you, Julian. Let's go to Bar.
Hi. I'm Var. I'm the person whose fan usually turns off in the middle of stream, but look at that, it didn't today.
Hey.
That was so because
I know why.
Because nothing spooky happened.
That's a lie.
That's a lie.
That's a lie. Spooky stuff did happen.
There was ASMR scratchies on the house,
right?
No spooky.
And then fucked up guys.
No spooky things happen. It's only
That's spooky.
At this point,
Anyways.
At this point, if the lights turn off, then it denotes that the scene itself is spooky. Even if it doesn't seem like it, it's spooky.
Something will happen. Silly bitch time.
I honestly don't know why it didn't turn off. Like, I don't know what happened.
Watch it turn off. Anyway, continue, Var, I'm so sorry.
Hi. My favorite part of the session was, Strahd appearing out of fucking nowhere. And like, sup bitches. I'm the person with the biggest dick around here.
Welcome to hell. I'm the devil.
Welcome. And Kasu's trying her fucking hardest not to do something stupid.
I know, right?
By God, is she gonna go off into a corner and scream for about an hour?
That sucks.
Same hat, dude.
Sucks though. That really sucks. I'm upset for Kacia. Rylie doesn't understand right now, but I'm upset for you, at least out of character. So
feels bad, man.
It does feel bad.
I play in the two other games on this channel. I play in VTM game as the Bruja and one of those members who just beat the shit out of some very nasty people. Love to see it. Love to.
Pretty much.
And then in Jesse's game, Mortal Odyssey, I play a Scorpion who talks to dead people. Preferably dead children. But hey, figure that one out. And then I also play in Marina 1's Paz game, which I hope to God my brain will be there for one fucking session, because I want to play the game. Anyways, I play a bird warrior who can enchant their sword at will. Is that a fucking train?
A train? Is there a train near your campus?
No!
It's the ghost train. It's Strahd coming to pick you up. No, it's the Polar Express. There. Okay, I'm gonna shut up.
Wait, so does that mean Strahd is fucking Tom Hanks?
Tom Hanks?
Oh.
Like an Uncanny Valley Tom
I was
Hanks?
gonna say
It is
Uncanny
bad
Valley
enough that
Tom
we have
Hanks.
mixed Mads Mikkelsen and Antonio Banderas and now Tom Hanks into one person.
No.
We'll just need to go into Art Breeder and do that.
Also, here's a horrible picture of Doru.
I want to see Doru.
You don't see him?
It's on roll 20.
It's on the roll 20.
I don't know why I clicked
I
on pet
don't
pics in
fucking
the
look at
Discord.
roll. Oh.
Ew. Bless his heart.
That's fine.
Well, he's gonna die.
This pains Mordecai greatly. This kills the man.
Well, he looks like he's stressed out.
Unfortunately, I'm not high enough level to fix this yet.
So,
Shit, man.
thank you, Var. And it's my turn. I'm Jesse. I'm the other half of Jacqueline Hare. I played Rylie, who is the sorcerer, and silent but deadly. Just kind of moving around, vibing. Really, his vibes are so good right now. He's just like do.
He's an expert viber.
Expert vibing. Just, I don't know if Riley's gonna tell anybody what happened, because I imagine when we leave this place, somebody's gonna be like, "Hey, look, there's a smoke there."
Hey, look, there's a house burning.
I was like half expecting.
Wow.
I feel like Rylie was like staring at Strahd, but like kind of middle distance, off focus, because he was seeing the smoke just in the distance, kind of like. So I'm not gonna say that's my favorite part. I think my favorite part was seeing the glimpses of Luke's past kind of interchanged with the funeral, as well as like the thing that you said about how each character treats family, or at least thinks about family. That was very cinematic of you. Very, very, very Rico Suave of you. So thank you.
Now you know what happened to Theo. Kind of.
Yeah.
Poor man.
Poor Theo. But still, I like those things. And as far as where you can find me, I'm on this channel because I'm the producer of this channel, and I run a game called The Mortal Odyssey, which everybody's kind of mentioned. Children of the gods make their way towards godhood. We just finished our Russian horror adventure, and now we're going into our Ocean's 11 adventure. And then probably after that is going to be a WWE event, I imagine. And then some real cool, like, sort of...
He was going to suplex Hercules, find out.
And then I imagine probably after that it's going to be sort of like a sad boy past hours, and then train heist. You know, that's kind of how I see it going down.
Hell yeah, dude.
So look forward to that. And if you like that, give us a follow, give us a sub, so that way you can follow us on Fridays. Every other Friday, that is, because VTM happens on the other Friday. Either way, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go and release you guys from this fresh hell that is our stream. Everybody say bye-bye, please.